And hello, everyone. I'm starting up the stream now. Hopefully, everyone can see the stream and that we're live. Maybe let me know if you can see any messages popping up, or you can hear me. How are we looking? Here's hoping we can see everything. I'm going to load up the game. And can you hear me all right? I'm hoping that we've got a few people in the chat. Someone can put a message in and just make sure we're doing okay. Okay, and let's jump in on single player. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different for this particular stream. We're going to be doing a run through as the mighty Finnish state. And we're going to be doing a custom start as Finland as part of that. And I'm just going to put the volume up a little bit. And yeah, we're going to be doing, like I say, custom start as Finland for a little bit of fun to see how that lands, really, and yeah, bit of an idea of how this is going to progress, because I haven't done a custom start game in forever. I don't think I've ever done one on Black Ice. So I think it could be quite fun, really, to give a bit of a go to something a little bit different. I'm going to give it a little bit longer just to let the viewers come in. I can't tell how many people we've got going. I know we had some people waiting, so hopefully the stream has popped up and a few people are going to start to see this one come up. But yeah, custom start Finland. So let's start this up. And feel free to leave some comments in the chat and things. It will just help me to make sure that I know that everyone is there and listening and that my stream is coming through okay. I don't do a lot of streaming, so I'm having to use OBS as well for the first time doing this, which is something a little bit different. Yeah, let's open up the game menu for a second, and I'll just have a quick look at the audio. Yeah, so got the music there. Let's put that up a little bit. And then we'll put down that like that. Apply. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad it looks okay. Thanks for confirming. So yeah, custom start Finland, something a little bit different. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower the neutrality functionality. Now I've never tried Black Ice, like I've said, with this functionality enabled. I'm just going to stream really for as long as I feel like it, as long as the stream stays pretty good. So yeah, we'll run through it. So yeah, we're going to lower our neutrality with our diplomatic points and then hit the little green tick. We are playing on version 14 as well for the latest version, so 14.1.2. And yeah, thought it'd be quite good. Oh, I'm getting YouTube is telling me that not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. It's now gone to poor, so that's great. Hopefully that improves and my internet connection doesn't shit the bed. Oh, the joys of terrible internet connection. Anyway, right, so we're going to clear all, and we're going to have a little look through our tech stuff. So, basic education enhancement, we're going to do that and get that up to a certain level. I would say that is worthwhile. We're also going to have a little look at construction, because we need to do construction engineering, advanced construction engineering, land defenses, engineering field. We need to do fortresses, airplace blueprints, Actually, do we need to do that one? No, we probably don't need to do that. Let's do ports. And also get the dry dock. Now, in artillery, yes, this enables anti-aircraft guns, so we want to get that. And we want anything that enables us to build in IC and things, and like refineries. So yeah, let's have a little bit of a think about this and just think about how we want to build this out. So because we want to be able to delete things. So first of all, we need basic aircraft prototype, and then from there we need to do these, I would say. As well as the basic aircraft machine gun and the wing guns. We're going to concentrate as Finland on single engine planes, I would say. And let's get you up to 36. All of that's in a pretty good place. Let's get medicine up. So we've got about 5,000 still to play with. Definitely want to get those. And radios. We'll get industry improved as well, along with agriculture. And yeah, let's start trying to tech up some of the stuff here that we think is worthwhile. We're not going to have anything in naval. I don't think we need any of that at all. Now, in artillery, right, you need standard infantry branch upgrade, okay. I've got 1,800 left. What do you need? Steel armor casting. Okay, that's fine. And that allows for steel refineries, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Okay. Do we want to get the rares one up and running now? We've got 5 viewers at the moment. Good. We've got some people coming in. We're starting up a Finland custom start, okay, for those of us joining. Feel free to drop any questions and things as we go in the chat. I'm just going to be streaming for this for, you know, a few hours, I would say. Might take a brief break to eat at some point, but yeah, we'll see how things go in the next few hours. And basic aero engine. Yeah, that's 34. Let's get you retractable undercarriage. Okay, so now to get some of the armament stuff up and running. Like, I don't need to be kind of too involved with some of this other stuff, because a lot of this stuff will be, you know, we're going to probably have quite a bit of leadership to work with. So I don't need us to necessarily kind of run. Apparently I can't do those, which is interesting. It could get Special Forces branch increase as well. To get Ski Brigade, we need Arctic Warfare to at least be 1. And how much are you going to cost? Yeah, so we won't be able to get you done. Okay, so we won't rush that. Let's get some of the artillery techs up and running. So anything else in industry that we should get now that we can't get at the moment? I wouldn't say so. Let's get all of those up a little bit. And then let's start setting up the research after that. So we're going to want to get all of those. And we're going to want to get all of those. And this campaign is just going to be a little bit of fun as Finland. I'm predicting that maybe we can do some sort of like a blitzkrieg in the north. and create a new version of the early Swedish Empire. Okay, and let's do all of those infantry techs. And engineers, garrisons, standard infantry upgrades. Okay, and no harm getting the camouflage. Or the improved security units, nice and early. Now we've put a little bit more into there. Do we want to allow the construction of artillery? We probably do for any units that we want to build out if we're building anything in place. Let's cancel that down a second, actually. And just have a little bit of a think about this. Let's move that down one. And then let's get the artillery up and running. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, that makes more sense. Let's set all of those up and running. And then let's do special forces. Won't do the mountain right now. Sorry about this all. Made a little oopsie there. That. Yeah, all of those industry ones are probably worthwhile. As is the basic education enhancement. And then probably just the monumental architecture to try and get that going. And then we've got 0.48, but that's fine because we're going to get some extras soon enough. So we're going to carry this forward. Let's confirm our changes. And that brings us to the fun build screen. So, on this screen, this is where we're going to get to build out all of our different industry and things. So we can see what we can and can't build. So, yeah, we should have everything unlocked now from a building perspective that we want. So, that light bomber I'm going to remove, but I will keep the fighter bombers and the planes there. Then let's have a little look through our infantry and things. So, yeah, like those garrisons, we might just want to remove them. Let's have a little look through everything we have. So for starters, the Navy, we don't need that. So that'll buy us quite a bit of production just for that. We don't need, I would say, any coastal defenses. So anything of that nature, like a level 4 coastal fort, ain't doing nothing for us over there. Neither is this area in Hankor. We don't need ports everywhere. So let's remove any infrastructure there that we think might be a little bit worthless. Yep, happy with that. One random pillbox there. We might want to keep the airbase up there in the north, so let's build that one up a little bit. Happy to keep that port right there up in the north as well. Let's have a little look at where our infrastructure is mainly based for our buildings and things. So, yeah, the pillboxes there we'll remove for now. And there's a level 2 pillbox there that isn't going to help us much. A couple more behind this river. And some random fortresses. Okay. And I'm thinking about concentrating our industry a little bit away from the front line. So, like, you here to remove. Same thing with Vilpuri. We'll build up the airbase there just a tiny bit and we'll remove These air bases here. Good to have 7 viewers at the moment. You know, nice to see you all. I'm sorry I've been away for a little period of time. I've been on holiday with my girlfriend and seeing her family. We've just got back from Gran Canaria. So, yes. Right. I'm happy with that, I would say. Let's put the max amount of industry in there. Let's also do the same here in Turku. And then let's put the same in Vasa. And then maybe in Ulu? Ulu? That's how you say that? I'm going to go with yes. Let's put in just maybe 10 convoys, because they're relatively cheap to build at the start of the game. And let's just do one final glance over that I've not missed anything anywhere that I'm not wanting to build out. That looks good. We've got some good industry over there. Right, let's remove anything that we don't want. So this is a pretty good unit, with the exception of like a random kind of horse transport in there. Very odd. What about you? Okay, so you're not a full division makeup yet. You could probably do with some anti-tank or something. So let's delete that. And then let's also delete both of these units here. You're also not a full unit. Neither are you. You are a full division. Okay. Let's remove that HQ as well. And that one there. Because we can build this all out immediately. So you both are probably in need of either artillery. I would say probably artillery is the best thing for them. Hello, Tommy Berg. Thanks for joining. You could do some anti-tank. Let's remove that core command. And then same thing with this army HQ here. Anything HQ-wise will just split out. Okay, do we need the garrison on here? I'm going to say no. Is there any resources? There's a little bit of leadership. Okay. So we'll leave the port on there because of that leadership. But I'm not going to put a unit in there, really, unless I absolutely have to. In fact, let's just take the port off. Can't get rid of the infrastructure, sadly. Do I need to have that amount of naval base? Probably not. And I don't need to have the airport over there. Okay, so you've got a command person, so we'll keep you two in place. This one here is a big fat no. And you know what? We're just going to delete these. We'll just put in some anti-tank ourselves. We don't really need to worry. And now we've got some random cavalry. Do we need the cavalry? Probably not. Okay, so we've got a pretty decent build-up of industry here, here, and here. We probably want to build some forts out. So the real question is where do we want to do that? Oh, there's some more forts here. Let's remove those. I would say right on the border is probably one of the best places to do that. Pretty early doors. So let's put some pillboxes in. What does the level... So you cost 440. Let's put those in at a max level. So 10 means it's costing us about 4,400 points to do that. Let's put a couple of fortresses in here as well. Now, how much do they cost? 4,400. So they cost as much as all the pillboxes, which is interesting. That's very interesting. Industry is very cheap by comparison. Effectively, you can get free industry for that amount of fortresses. Are they really that expensive? Okay, well, let's get the pillboxes. The way I see it is there's no harm really in getting the pillboxes. And let's have a little look. So here and here we've got set up as bulwarks. There's no infrastructure here, so that's okay. Let's put pillboxes in on here. Let's do the same thing here. Same thing on this one. And then, yeah, let's do it for Petsalmo as well. So the further north we go, the more weather will do for us. So, in other words, if we were to just do this with pillboxes and fortresses in the south, would that be enough for us? It's hard to say, really, whether or not it would be. Kind of feels like it, to be honest. Let's have a little look at what we can build. So, oh, I'm gonna delete that. Let's make our army as simple as possible. So, you're a nice, simple infantry attachment. You know what? Let's delete you as well. And then you... we can delete. So you need anti-tank and you need anti-tank. So let's build a brigade attachment and build anti-tank for 2 of those. Okay, that's good. And then, yeah, that infantry attachment, we can remove that. And then you're already filled out. You could do with, yeah, also another anti-tank. So let's get that in. Because we're prepping for the Soviets, I'm concentrating on things that we're probably going to need to hold out against them specifically. Oh, yeah, let's take that off the wagon there. So you also an anti-tank, so let's get that in. Okay, and then you, yeah, you're also wanting more of the same. Yes, I'm doing well, Tommy. Yeah, not doing bad at all. As I was saying, I was just away on holiday for the last 2 weeks, spending time with my girlfriend's family. We went to Gran Canaria. We had a very nice time. Good to be back home, to be completely honest with you. Because it's been such a kind of busy few weeks, I just haven't really had a huge amount of time on my hands. Not looking forward to going back to work, though, on Monday. That will be less enjoyable, that's for sure. And you're all in a good spot. Okay, so we've got some good, slightly better units now, I would say. Fairly happy with that. You also need an anti-tank. And the other thing about anti-tank, it's cheap. And we love cheap. Cheap is good. Okay, and then, yeah, you needed an anti-tank, and you also needed it. But yes, all good on my end. Now, the real question is do we also want to build out... So we've built out a pretty decent industrial starting point. And with the ministers we're going to select, we're going to see that also improve probably quite substantially. Because Finland gets access to a silent workhorse, which is bloody amazing. So yeah, we're going to probably see a little bit extra there of support, which is going to help us out. Um, yeah, let's keep that in place there, I reckon. And then, do we want to do? I mean, a little bit more AA probably isn't the worst thing in the world. So we want to make it difficult as possible for the Soviets to punch through here. And want to make bombing us a very unpleasant experience. Okay, we've got 59 left, which will buy us 40, or another 4 convoys. It is the new version, yes. So Aurora, let's unpack that. Custom start works in Hearts of Iron 3 Black Ice. I don't know if it works in Hearts of Iron 3 Black Ice. I have trial runned this briefly as Finland before starting this stream, just to see whether or not I could get it to work. I think some of the icons stick around. So, like, for example, where I've deleted these air bases, I don't think those air bases exist anymore. So yeah, some question marks there on whether or not it actually works, to be completely honest with you. From what I can tell, the events and things will work, but we're going to find out together whether or not this works. We're going to try to conquer Scandinavia, I think, first. And then we're going to see how we can cope with the Soviet Union. We've got a pretty decent manpower to start with. It's not the worst in the world. But we will definitely see really how it progresses. Dark Fencer, it is the new version, so it's version 14.1.2. A lot of the stuff that's new from what I've read in the changelog doesn't really impact Finland. It's a very America, US-centric version. So there's quite a lot of leaders and things. There's some new events. There's been some ironing out of some of the Soviet things as well, and a little bit of bug correction. From what I can tell, it's not the biggest update that we've had, but it's still a decent update, really. If you like playing the US, I think there's quite a lot there to be had. I need to face into the fact that at some point I'm probably going to need to do a US campaign. I think the options on the table, by the way, for the next kind of mainline campaign that we do is probably the Soviets, America, or Italy. Probably is the three I would narrow it down to as it stands. I just haven't decided yet out of those which one I think would be the most interesting. My problem with playing the US, by the way, is I don't find it a particularly interesting campaign, and I find myself losing interest quite quickly. And that's just from my own personal point of view. I think it's very easy to build out infrastructure and just kind of industry. You got no chance really of ever getting invaded or have anything kind of go awry. So I find the challenge a little bit lacking. But it could be fun, right? Just to watch the numbers get bigger. But yeah. Oh well, hey ho. Right, have we done everything that we want to do? So we've got those units there. We've got an army which is pretty small, but at least fleshed out into a decent position enough. We've got good forts set up in kind of key areas with anti-aircraft defense, as well as some pretty decent forts up here along kind of the border with the Soviets. So I think pretty happy I can defend ourselves there. We've got a decent amount of manpower. Yeah, I think we should go ahead and go to the next stage. Okay, so events have started. So we are a politically agitated country. Okay, we have a medium development industry. We've got interwar experience, and we've got the creation of battle commanders. Great news. First thing we're going to do is what I always do, which is, so if there's one thing I would say to the mod developers that could do a bit of a rework, this event is kind of pointless as it stands. Like the 60-40 of, like, I don't understand why you would pick this. Like, if it was 50-50, then fine. But at a 60-40 chance, I just don't see a reason to pick it, to be honest with you. The chances of negative is higher than that, so yeah. The same thing with illegal printing, like National Revolt Risk +2 and minus, like, for 5% territorial pride. It's rubbish, there's no reason to ever pick that one. This is the only one, to be honest with you, that I look at and I go, there's a chance of kind of doing better. Yeah, it does improve over time with tech, that is true, Aurora. And then the parliamentary issues, you know, for the -3 revolt risk. This one can be good. But yeah, 100% less boost. Yeah, exactly. But the boosts aren't massive anyway. That's the thing. That's the problem with it. But yeah, we'll do nationalise the private sector for now. Yeah, and let's do kind of the opening game setup and things and run from there. So on the politics side, we get some really fun things. So because of the way that I have set up the nation, we have all of our industry at a max level, right, in these 4 provinces. So when the silent workhorse pops, we're going to get like a huge amount of heavy industry that we can just plonk onto wherever the hell we feel like it. So whenever they come live via this bloke, Mr. and I'm going to apologise for my pronunciations immediately, but I'm going to go with Toivo M. Kivmaki. That is not how you say that. But the 5% IC is really good. The IC efficiency is great. But the better thing here is just the fact that we're going to get those heavy industry prompts. So that's great. Very happy about that. The bias intellectual is less good. But what we can get... So there's a few different options here. So leadership modifier is great. The daily descent change isn't so good. And I'm not... You know, the comma turn successibility is neither here nor there. I think... So normally I would go with the apologetic clerk for the dissent change. And I think we probably will do that. Now, the resource industrialist is good, but if I remember correctly, we have an administrative genius on an economy focus. So if we're going to go with this, we're going to get 2 opportunities, I think. I think this is how it works, to prop heavy industry. And if we can get that, then that's going to be great, because that is going to mean that we're going to bump up our industry without really having to do anything at all very, very quickly. So both of those are definitives. So yeah, we're happy with that. We're happy with apologetic clerk. Silent lawyer. So I like the leadership modifier. But I think the crime fighter is probably better in the short term. So yeah, we'll go with him. The science focus. I'm not a big fan of the rare materials reduction, to be completely honest, or the leadership modifier reduction. Both science focus. The -2% on IC is pretty negligible. And the 1% is better than the 3%. Oh, let's go for that guy. The Dismal Enigma has to go. The -2.5 is awful. We'll just chuck a naval specialist in there for now. I'll just have a little read of the comments. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a lone dart fencer. I prefer playing the UK as well. I think of the democratic nations, the UK is the most interesting one in the game, just because I think you get the most amount of kind of opportunity to see different things, really, and fight in different theatres. No, that's quite a good little fun campaign there, to be fair, where you're getting to kind of fight against mega Germany and Japan. Do you have any real hope of winning that, though? Like, well, then again, if you're playing the UK with the US AI, have you got really any hope of winning that? Really, like, because the AI is crap. It just won't do what you need it to do when you need it to do it. Right, combat movement speed. Not a fan of that. I think in this case, as much as I don't like the starting experience reduction, because we don't have a huge amount of manpower, anything we can get that will boost that a little bit, will be helpful. So yeah, we'll go for Hugo Osterman there as well. We got a guns and butter, which is always positive. We're not going to be using any aircraft anyway, so we'll get open seas for this person. And then I would rather have an air superiority for light aircraft, so we'll go for that guy. And I think that is pretty much what we want for our organization at the moment. We've got 35 money at the moment. The only thing we might want to do is we might want to reduce the draft slightly. So we just put that guy in for 10%. What do we think? So already on volunteer army, we've got specialist training. We don't necessarily need to be on massive leadership, but it might help us, to be honest. I'm gambling that our IC is going to build quite quickly. Let's go on to 6-month draft for now. On the laws. And yeah, let's start the events. Definitely not. So that's new. That's definitely new. We're just going to go normal. And we're going to build all of these out. So, first of all, we're going to make all of our Axis partners mega strong. And then for the allies, we're just going to make them hard. I'm kind of using this as a bit of a test bed because I want to see what level. So if the Germans are on the highest difficulty level, what level do the Soviets need to be at to at least put up a fight but lose? Because from what I can tell, the Soviets seem like they win a lot more times than they don't. So we're just going to do normal China, I think, to give Japan the best possible chance of actually winning. Because again, Japan never seems to beat the Chinese easily. And then the Axis, we'll put those to the hardest. The AI miners, we'll just put them on hard. And we'll put the Allied miners on hard. And then the Soviets. So the thing with this is I'm tempted to put them on very hard because obviously they're going to be my main enemy. And I want to make it challenging. Equally, I kind of want the campaign to run smoothly so that Germany wins. So yeah, I'm open to thoughts here. Like if anyone wants to comment and give me some thoughts on what you want to, what we want to do with the difficulty, then yeah, I'm more than open to it because yeah, I'm not sure myself, to be honest with you. Right, so production-wise, we got a decent amount of consumer goods. We've got a decent amount of production that we need to build out. We've already got that organised. Let's do some of our other events whilst we have a little think about difficulty. So, strategic doctrine development. Let's do... So, the Bank for International Settlements. So we'll do the industry investment. And then we've got the mixed supports. Now for the mixed supports, these are going to be pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. So we're going to do anti-tank. We're going to do artillery. We're going to do engineers. And we're going to do recon. We're not going to do anything fancy because we just don't have either the tech or the industry to do anything too fancy. We're just going to reduce our neutrality. And we've got economic boost. So for economic boost, let's do short-term investment. Yeah. Are we gonna get really the facility to do any of this? I don't think we probably are we? I mean, Dark, if you're gonna win that campaign, you need to knock out Italy. So if you can knock out Italy, I would almost sacrifice the Iran like front, to be honest. I would concentrate on knocking out Italy because you wipe a huge amount of divisions off the board. Then you could take out the other Axis like nations in the Balkans. I've done a similar thing before. I'm surprised the US is doing well. That's not normally how it goes. Right. And then yeah, let's send help to Abyssinia. So we'll send some troops. So 10 man. Now, actually, do I want to send any troops? Because the militia unit you get, you can't upgrade it anymore. So is it worthwhile to spend the 10 man? Yeah, but you get a little bit of research, don't you? Ah, fuck it, we'll do it. Let's do the short-term investment. And yeah, leader backstory. So this isn't going to be anything kind of too different to what I normally do. But I will go over the different options because we are running a stream, so it's quite fun to just kind of go over everything step by step. So this top one, rubbish. Don't see a point. Like the daily descent change plus 1% for the 5%. Nope. We're going to get butt tons of territorial pride when we're at war with the Soviets, so the minus 5% is pretty good here. The unit recruit time plus 2% is fine, and the research efficiency for 5% is also pretty good. The war correspondent thing isn't a bad thing. Personally, I think the daily descent change reduction is the best. Now, on this one, there's a few different options, to be honest with you. I like the leadership, and because we're going to be expanding our industry, we're going to probably lose some of the leadership bonuses that we get. The IC efficiency is always good, for 1.5% versus the 1% reduction for the money. I think they changed these a couple of versions ago to make them a little bit more tempting. I'm going to go for the leadership on this one. Again, this one I quite like. I would say that like the 6% there is not too bad. The additional like child apprentice benefits, like a little bit extra there, 3.5 on each one of those for a smaller nation. Like we're not getting a huge amount per day on any of those, but it could be worthwhile. So yeah, hard to say really. Minus 2% for 4% or 6.5 for 4. Bearing in mind we just got 8 in the front door. You know what? I'm just going to do hard Soviets. And then, yeah. I'm kind of toying between these two. Let's do the... Let's do the child apprentice. Now, on this one, there's a few different options really here that we could go with. I think the one that I lean into is the wealthy independent businessman. Although the famous industrialist for 3% less manpower, I mean, 3% of not a lot, like, isn't really going to make a huge amount of difference. Let's do that one for a change. I'm doing some things I wouldn't normally do. And we're going to do the peace activist to reduce that revolt risk a little bit. Okay. And we've already got some different events and things that we can prop. So, and this is because we lowered our neutrality at the start. So let's go on to full mobilization. And yeah, I don't want to do either one of those. Okay, and we don't have any consumer goods requirement now, so that's good. Let's just have a quick look at this. So we could maybe get rid of someone. Like, do we need this person anymore? Could we get someone that's quite good at the... Yeah, so this here, actually... In fact, that person's just better. I should have picked this person in the first place. Like, the -1 there is good. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Okay, right, let's start building out now our units and the like. So let's start getting everyone involved. So we're going to have, I think, a Northern Corps. And we'll have a Central Corps, yeah. And we'll have... one there. And then we'll have another one here. And then let's get all of these united. Got a first army. Happy days. And then we'll just get you attached into here. We'll split out the fighter bomber there. Okay, that's good. Yeah, happy days. Nicely organised. So let's have a little look at our commanders. And start organising that. So at the top level, we don't need anyone brilliant. Like, this person will probably do the job. And then Mannerheim can go in there. Similarly, Sudman. And Latican. So we want probably organizational people at the core level. If we've got them. And the answer to that question is we do not have them. Okay. In which case, we'll just chuck some no names in on each one of these. And then let's start giving decent commanders that aren't old guards to all of our frontline units. And then we might want the old guards for other divisions and things when the time comes. Okay, cool. Right, so that's nicely organised. Okay, I see. So the puppet path happened. Okay. I think you can. There is that like funny request armies button, isn't it? I've never tried it. I don't know if it actually even works. Right. So a new day is dawning. And then, yeah, we've got all of the production capacity in the world. So we probably want to set up some trades. So we want some money is what we want. So let's look at what we are doing. So we're making 9 a day. If we wanted to sell some rares to someone, who needs rares? So Germany, we haven't got a good relationship with you. Sweden, you need some. And you've got an 85 relationship. So if we wanted to sell... Ah, okay. So you'll buy 6. Okay, thank you. Romania, okay. How much money have you got? 10. Ooh, good. Okay, and you'll buy 8. Okay, so that's going to get us most of the way there from a money perspective. Let's have a little look at supplies. So the UK, they're indifferent. Japan likes us. Okay. And they'll buy a lot of supplies. Okay, so we'll do that. Australia, sure. And you've got a little bit of money as well. And then the Netherlands. Okay, that's good. And then Portugal. And the US. Okay. Let's do Portugal. Because you've got enough money to where you can buy a little bit. We don't need to do huge amounts of trades. Right, and then let's sort out some of our coal and things on the next day. We don't need to do that right this second. So what do we want to build up first? That is the question, isn't it? We do have a good location here with a small arms factory that's quite away from the front. So should we build up the industry here on that one? And then is there anywhere else we want to build up the industry as well? Like maybe again, like I said, towards this area here wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Now steel is going to be quite important for us as well. So the 7% or 7 there, like what's our biggest steel regions? I can never remember which one of these is like the resource flows. Nope, that's not the one. There it is. So Helsinki and Vasa, they're the two places. So in Helsinki, if we were to build up the steel refinery there, that would be worthwhile. And then, yeah, you've got a relatively small thing there. A little bit of revolt risk. Quite a bit of revolt risk. Yeah, that's the free press, isn't it? Ugh. Okay, and then what else do we want to build? Do we want to build some infantry? So, you with anti-tank, engineer, horse transport division, recon, and an artillery. It cost 8. We've got 25 IC to build. If we were to build 2 groups of that, that'd get us what we want. Put a little bit into supplies. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good. Oh, 12 people watching. Thanks very much for joining me. Feel free to drop some comments on the stream if you like. But yeah, let me know if the stream's holding up and things as well. That would be good to know because sometimes it just drops off on this side. This is the first time I'm using OBS and so far I'm not enjoying it. But Nvidia has decided that we're not allowed to stream through Nvidia anymore. It's just not allowed apparently. Oh, and intelligence. Nearly forgot that. So just do this, I think, for now. Oh, in fact, do we want to do that? Let's do only 2 on national unity, on counter-espionage. And then, yeah, let's put time forwards. Let's kick it on. So we've got some trades that have all come online. And we're going to run on speed 5 because we're playing a minor. Okay, so more events. So I don't think I need to see any of that. And we're going to do light aircraft. So on prototypes, we've got a good amount of stuff already organized. We want to get the light aircraft because they're going to give us speed and range. So I would say that's probably worthwhile. So yeah, let's do, and then we haven't got any engine stuff particularly, do we? But we do have cast. So we'll do cast armor, so light aircraft, gasoline cast armor, the hard attack -5 isn't great, but, and then what about you? The diesel engine, still -5, okay. Well, yeah, let's do that. The air build time reduction is actually quite useful. So, yeah. And for this one, we want the one that has the least impact. So we're going to do the closed hangar -5% metal one. And then on this one, we're just going to do general economy. And yeah, there we go. So, medium popularity. Lost that one there. We've lost a leader. We've got Great War Aviation. We must abide to the London Naval Treaty, apparently. We've got scripted invasions. Do I want revolts? Yes, I do. And we'll gain 2 unity for that, which is good. And there is our additional leadership coming online. 4.13, and we've got a little bit for officers. Let's do all of those there, get those running. And we'll leave that amount in officers because you could always do with building up a little bit more. And yeah, for some weird reason, we've had a massive amount of reinforcement come online, but that's fine. We're losing 19 a day apparently on supplies. So let's just move that up a little bit and balance the books there. Okay, and you can see that we've already lost a load of probably leadership. Yeah. Oh, the joys of playing as a miner and then having your leadership get swallowed up because you just got more IC. But, oh well, that's fine. I am just going to do easy for the strat resource because we're never going to get too involved with that. So Sweden wants to do a little bit of a trade with us for some metal, and, you know, I will definitely do that. And, yeah, I'll do personality effects. Okay, and we've got apparently a developed interwar navy, but I don't think we do. Fuel, okay. That is a good thing to think about as well, because who is lacking fuel? The UK. You're lacking fuel. Oh, and you'll buy fuel. You'll buy a lot of fuel. 20 a day. So let's do 19. Let's not overexpose. Well, let's do 15, because we're going to get lots of money for that. So let's do that. Okay, and so Canada, definitely, and Cuba will do those metal trades, thank you. And there's the Republic of Finland event. Do we want to really hammer the metal? Yeah, let's do it. So, Republic of Finland. After a brief flirtation with monarchy, Finland became a presidential republic, with Carlo Jun Stalberg elected as its first president in 1919. The Finno-Russian border was determined by the Treaty of Tartu in 1920. In Estonia, okay. Largely following the historic border, but granting Petsalmo and its Barents Sea harbour to Finland, which is a very cold harbour. Finnish democracy did not see any more Soviet coup attempts and survived the anti-communist Lupower movement. The relationship between Finland and the Soviet Union was tense. Germany's relations with Finland were also not good. The military was trained in France instead, and relations to Western Europe and Sweden were strengthened. In 1917, the population of the country was 3 million. About 70% of its workers were occupied in agriculture and 10% in industry. The largest export markets were United Kingdom and Germany. The Great Depression in the early 1930s was relatively light in Finland because they weren't exposed to a globalized economy. Now, we are going to be gaining 150 manpower. Finland's going to gain 1,800 officers, and it's going to gain a little bit of supply to start us off with. And that's a decent manpower pool. You know, 418, that's not too bad to start with, to be honest. I think that could have been a lot worse. So, yeah, quite happy with that. Any other laws or things to put in? Nope, we're good. And let's put time forwards. So, we are lacking a little bit on the rares side now. But because we're doing other things, do we want to cancel those to keep all of our production flow green? I would say yes. Now, coal. We are desperately lacking in coal. Now, we could turn to the Soviets or to Germany. We could also turn to Japan, who we've got the best relationship with, who are willing to sell us coal, so we'll do a trade with them. Jiangxi, you've got an astonishingly large amount of coal. Republic of China, we'll also trade with you. Were you willing to sell us coal? Not quite everything we need. But you will do 43. Okay, that's fine. And Poland, you can make up the remaining deficit. Lovely. Okay, so we should be green now on our energy. Okay. I must have miscalculated the mass there. Turkey, we've got a decent relationship with you. But you don't want to sell. Brazil? Yeah, okay. No, okay. Who else? 18, Latvia. I could just do a trade with Germany. Let's do a trade with Germany. We're going to be friends with them eventually anyway. So let's do a 30 coal move with them. Just to get that green. Sorry, am I missing something here? Because that should have taken that green. What's going on, game? I feel lied to. Cheated. Feel very lied to and very cheated. Okay, fine. Don't like it, but I will do a trade with the Soviets. It's finally got us positive. We'll keep an eye on that because, yeah, it doesn't make sense. The oil, I'm not bothered about. Like, that one will generally sort itself out one way or the other. Okay, so we're green across the board with the exception of rares, but we can probably sort the rares out ourselves because once we get this live, we can start building rares refineries, and that will do us a whole world of good. We're neutral on all of these because we're not getting involved with it. And okay, so happy with that. We also want anti-tank. We're going to do pack artillery. And eventually we're going to want to start targeting some of the individuals over in Sweden and Norway and things with possible options of how to take them out. So yeah, let's get that going. Now for this one, I don't like the national revolt risk reduction or increase because we've already got revolt risk up the arse. And we don't have any immediate concerns there. And the money uplift isn't that bad because we're not going to get anything if we click these. So how does that look? Okay, that does balance the economy out, apparently. And okay, so the appeasement has taken us from dire revolt risk to pretty much green in a lot of places, or you know, close enough, damn it, to it. So yeah, that seems like it was probably the right call for the moment. Fine, Denmark. You can get us positive. And they just immediately cancelled that trade. Honestly. So dumb. Germany. You remember the Axis. We don't necessarily want to start aligning towards you at the moment. It looks like you're already pulling us that way anyway, a little bit. 14 viewers, good to see you all. Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, stick around for a while. Hopefully you enjoy this Finland custom start campaign. We're starting up very early. You know what, Italy? You are already going to be, I think, a better trade partner. Let's postpone that because we're not getting involved with it. And we're wasting a little bit on reinforcement, but that's okay. Let's put a little bit more into supplies. I'm wanting to build that up for the monumental architecture stuff because we're going to get that event, I think, some point soon. And we can already go on to mixed industry. So we're at 49 there. Mixed industry. What do you do for us? So we're going to reduce a little bit of our wartime thing, but we're going to gain some IC efficiency for production. And a little bit more industry. See how That causes the economy to move. Yeah, so that has put a little bit of work onto there. But overall, it's a net gain. Let's just get rid of that little bit of descent that we've occurred. And then we can put the rest into supplies. And if we want now, we could maybe move up one level on the 6-month draft and maybe move that up to a 2-year. Yeah, let's do that. It's going to cause a little bit more descent again, but the benefit of having that like that is probably going to outweigh it in the long run. Just because we're going to gain a little bit more on the old officer front. And a little bit more on the old manpower in the long run as well. Alright, so we've got low popularity. That's not so good. Okay, so a little bit more on rares. I won't do that, but I will do a trade with the Netherlands for a little bit more. There's no harm in having friendly relationships with everyone at the moment. Okay, and you know what? Crude for a little bit more money? Sure. Okay, and hopefully we'll start having some techs finish up fairly soon. Yeah, a little bit more of a crude sale, sure. And yeah, where are we at? So you're good. Yeah, so when those steel refineries and things come online, that'll help us no end. Hopefully we can wean ourselves off a little bit of these foreign bring homes. And we're hoping, like I say, for some events that will give us heavy industry. Because once they start to proc, we are going to see our own industrial capacity get mad. So, Second London Naval Treaty. Now, there's no reason not to sign this, so we will sign it immediately. We're up to 75% national unity now, which is good. And we're trying to get that ruling party support moving in the right direction. And 3,000 odd money is looking pretty tasty. Let's put a little bit more into supplies. And there's the first one, everyone. So, expand our heavy industry, and it's going to put it in Helsinki. So we're just going to take that. And look at that industry jump. Oh, beautiful. Let's put a little bit more into supplies. 15 concurrent viewers. Good to see you all. Thanks for joining. Right, major workers' strike. Crude oil, sure. Ugh, they're both horrible. So this makes it so that it happens. This one makes it so that it's a 50-50. Oh, we re-rolled the dice well, everyone. Boom. Happy days. That was good. We'll take that. That is a big win. Okay, so we had the first of our like industry things kick off there. As in, sorry, our technical things finish up. So so you're all good. You're going to be at the right level. You're going to get controllable propeller pitch. Yeah, still a little way to go on some of those, but that's fine. Okay, so light infantry branch upgrade. You're at a good level. Let's get the motorcycle recon attachment up and running. Probably want to start looking at mountain and some of the special forces and things. So the mountain one there. We're going to want to get the Arctic warfare equipment before too long as well. We're going to want to rush that. And yeah. So we're going to get semi-motorization of infantry. No, probably not. That was probably one tech I should have done earlier, actually. It's probably the ski infantry stuff, but not the end of the world. Let's get... In fact, we want to run that ahead of time. If we start this now, with one eye on trying to get that... Well, 1943 is such a long time away. Nah, we're not going to do that. We'll concentrate on what we can do, and then work from there. So let's get controllable propeller pitch, as well as garrison redeployment capability, and let's get light aircraft construction as well. I want us to have a very modern fighter force for dealing with the Soviets, because we're going to need to defend ourselves from air attack. And we'll get a 50 kilogram bomb development as well. Yeah, a little bit more for supplies. We're targeting about 25,000, I think. That's what I'm aiming for. And a decent stockpile of everything else if we can get it. Okay, so small arms advance. Okay, so you're at 38. Already got the 37s done there. Could do the mountain warfare equipment just to get that up and running, because we can start that early. And, yeah, so you're at 36. Get a couple of... Well, actually, is there anything else we want to do? No, I wouldn't say so. Let's keep that going. Sure, Sweden, we'll do that oil trade. Why not? Get machine gun focus improved as well. Gonna just keep that rolling. And the supplies. Yeah, all of those at 34 we can keep going. Okay, and the first of our new infantry divisions are coming online. Give you a commander. And is the next one ready? Nope, not quite. Apparently we're still needing to organize a few things. You good? You there? Nope, okay. And yeah, we'll give you a commander there. And on to the next infantry build up on that one. Okay, and the metal is ticking along very nicely. Like, we are really getting somewhere. And infantry anti-tank weapons at 38. Okay. And additional supplies. Yeah, we just got that done. The bomb equipment. Well, that's good. So, yeah, let's have a little look at some of these. So we're going to probably have some light infantry. So doing those, like, techs will help us a pretty decent amount. Infantry guns, again, that will help us. So let's try and maybe do... Don't care about, like, armoured spearhead, but divisional command structure to try and improve the rate at which our units respond is no bad thing. And you're at 38, which means we can do the next level of the standard infantry branch upgrade. And improved security units. We're at 40. Let's do light infantry branch there. And we can get mountain infantry activation, which I think we will go towards next. So both of you mean that we can get single engine fighter bomber, which is worthwhile. Sorry, the single engine, what's the word I'm looking for? Fighter prototype. That's good. And we'll do special forces branch upgrade. Okay, and yeah, up to 3% there. Do industry and road network. So the road network's good. Let's get the one underneath there. At 38 for you. That's also in a good space. And we're doing mountain there. Let's get the mountain unit infantry activation going. And oh, we can apparently build a national monument, but we've got 5,000 money to do that. Let's not rush that one because we want that money for other things, I think. Alright, camouflage designs is good. Doing the mountain unit activation. And the special forces there. You're doing what I need you to do there. All of that's to a good level. Let's get the artillery going. So, anti-aircraft ammunition, sure. And yeah, don't want to do the national monument yet. And aha, another one of these. So in Vasa. Cool, that's good. So we're going to build up that industry nice and quickly, I think. It's going to help us. And that is for sure. Right, engineer unit training. Okay. 39, which is in a good spot. Let's do heavy AA guns. We might want to start using them in our division templates at some point. But we'll see. And there goes Abyssinia. They last until June, so pretty much par de course, I would say, for how things normally rock and roll in these games. Do radios. But yeah, I'm sorry that I've been a little bit like distant and not too good with uploads and things on the channel recently. I've had quite a bit on really with work, which has been dominating really like my day-to-day life. So because of that, I just haven't really had the time to invest too much in the channel recently. So yeah, I can only apologise for that. Like, it is just what it is. We're going to reduce the amount of spies, I think. Just down a little tiny bit. And then let's do medicine. And let's also do civil defense for the repair rate. Just because I don't think we need 80 spies at the moment. And we probably just want to concentrate our espionage efforts on Sweden. So we're going to increase threat against them. And yeah, I don't think I want a national monument at the moment. Okay, so government. We can get a research centre. Okay, that's good. And there's engineers. We're going to go again for the nationalising of the private sector. Well, I mean, we'll take that research centre, why not? We don't want these individuals, though. We want the silent workhorse back. We don't want the brute in charge. No, thank you. We want the person that will gift us... Where was it? Yes, that person. Hell no to the strategic dude. We're going to keep the crime fighter in place, unless there's someone that's better at the ruling party support. We'll keep you in place. We haven't had any better individuals come in there. That's fine. Yeah, still want the manpower. guns and butter is fine, the naval one's fine, and the light aircraft's fine. So we're still giving the people what they want, because we're giving them the government that they're interested in, by virtue of who's getting roles. But we're getting rid of the people that are ineffective. Okay, and let's get the supply organization. So because we're limiting the amount of things we're researching to such a degree, it should help us overall with, you know, what we're trying to achieve in relation to our production. Let's do broadcasting, because that will also get us a little bit more leadership. And yeah, we'll do the sea and airports. Okay, and that supply is still ticking up really nicely. And I would imagine the monumental architecture one is not far off. Yeah, August 1914. Okay, or sorry, August 14th. So by that point, we should have all the things we need. We're definitely going to have the metal for it. That's good. Okay, so our survivors have returned. So let's put them to the top of the production queue. Okay, and yeah, we will send help to Spain. What we're going to do is we're going to give the nationalists a big boost. And we're also going to send some troops for the nationalists as well. Okay, and another steel refinery's just come online, which we like to see. And then, yeah, a little bit more on the old surviving militia. I think we're just going to give you a brand new core level command there, to be honest. And then we'll just attach you to the first army and go from there. Just give an old guard for that guy and just a normal commander there. That'll do. So 65,000. I don't like the descent that's happening at the moment. Why are you being picky bastards? Don't be picky bastards. No one likes a picky bastard. Okay. So, industrial zone organization. Okay, at 38. And we're doing broadcasting. We're doing all the things we want to be doing here. Same thing over here. Yeah. Everything there. Let's do heavy artillery. We need to get those artillery ones updated. Got 4% IC efficiency now, so that's really good. Nice to see that ticking along. And then there's our 50 kilogram bomb, which enables us to do close air support and also fighter bomber. So we'll start making a move on that as soon as we become able. Okay, and we're lacking oil. So let's cancel both of those. Yeah, it's always fun when you're lacking that resource because it doesn't really cause any immediate problems. The Americans like us, so if I wanted to, you don't want to sell it. Okay, the Soviets, they might be more willing. Okay, let's just buy like for the money. Yeah, like 10. Hopefully, that will turn that positive. Yeah, it's that conversion point. That's what does it. Right, 38. Okay, let's do fighter bomber there. Okay, and there's monumental architecture. So, we're going to get an event for that soon enough. Let's get the next level of bomb going. And let's postpone this. Okay, good progress so far, everyone. I don't think this is too bad at all. Right, light aircraft construction. Let's get incendiary bomb. And once we're at 10,000, I can't remember how much that costs. 5,000. Okay. Yeah, you need 5,000 of each. Okay, we might give that just a little bit longer. And then air systems, you're doing everything that we want you to be doing there. And then on the Blitzkrieg tech, that's fine. There's nothing there I particularly want. On here, Great War Analysis is good because it unlocks the infantry tactics. Oh. Ah, one sec. I always forget my screen turns itself off. Okay, right. When it thinks, for whatever reason, it thinks this is an inactive game. When it is not an inactive game. Well, it's inactive in the sense that I'm sat in a chair playing it, but you catch my drift. Right, Special Forces branch upgrade. Does that unlock anything extra? No. Yeah, let's get the attritional warfare for the infantry organization. We must be lacking a little bit on the old rares front. Happy with that. And aha, another expander industry. We'll take it. Let's see the plans. Do we want the university? I think the answer to that question is yes, we do. So we'll lose 2,000 money, which is fine, and we'll lose 25,000 supplies, which is okay. And we'll gain the leadership in Helsinki. Okay, and then, yeah, we want to get rid of that bit of dissent. And that's what we will do next. And then we still got what we need to get the national monument. And you know what? Just to get rid of the icon, we will do it. And I don't want a small shipyard. But I will take the armaments factory, thank you very much. And the little bit of extra leadership is most gratifying. So we'll take both of those and chuck them. Same thing here. And yeah, the artillery integrated support and things is always worthwhile. And we are still getting 8 new officers a day, so we're building up a pretty decent officer ratio. So there's our supplies. How's that looking? So under industry, you're at 36. Good, let that keep building. Oh, you know what, Germany? I will do that, because we are lacking a little bit on the old energy front. This is the problem with getting all of this extra heavy industry running. For those of us that might have joined the stream a little bit early, this is or a little bit late, sorry. This is a custom start Finland campaign on Black Ice, on Hearts of Iron 3. So a little bit outside the realms of what we would normally do. Thought we'd just try something a little bit different. See if we can get the game to do anything bonkers. So yeah, we'll see on that. Divisional structure. Okay, so 38. We'll take that off. Doing everything we want to do here. Delay diversion. No, I wouldn't say any of that's worthwhile. get the infantry unit training up and running. Okay, and then there goes that little bit of descent. Let's put a little bit more into supplies. Let's put that back up again. So, we've got another division here. And we'll attach him up into... Ah, you're over on the 5th, are you? Okay, no worries. And we might want to start thinking about what we build next. So, we could get 2 groups of 4. Why are you not letting me build that? Okay, that was weird. What didn't you like, game? You didn't like something. Strange. Okay, we're going to keep the army build continuing. With one eye on probably upgrading some of these one day, but that's fine. In fact, do we need to have... We probably don't need to have that amount going. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, and I think I just saw some planes come online. I did. So that'll let us get onto some of those other 36 level techs. And let's keep building up that industry. And yeah, another infantry that we can put into here. We love it. This is good. This is what we like to see. If anyone's got any thoughts about how we push this forwards, please let me know, and I'll take any thoughts under advisement for this, because we are just kind of raw dogging this Finland to see what we can do with it. And I think we're about to have some of our first industry come online as well, which is nice to see. Yeah, okay, Germany, we will... Every little extra you give us, we'll take. All right, heavy AA guns at 39, sure. Let's do range finding equipment. It's our anti-air ammunition. Okay, that's good. We're at 37, so we don't need to be running that. Let's do this. Stormtrooper tactics. Yeah, we'll let that ride. Every little helps on that front. And where are we doing that trade? Ah, it's the fuel to the United Kingdom. Do we still want to do that? It is contributing a decent hunk of change. If we were to get rid of that, would we have to do the oil trade, though? We wouldn't. Okay, we'll just let that. I mean, 10 a day is fine. Right, the high-density alloys under rares. So now that that's done, you get high-density alloys. But the other thing we might want to do... So, we aren't making a huge amount of rares, but we've got a lot of rares to play with. So, if we were to do rare extraction up here, and then also this one, we can turn ourselves into a bit of a major rares player without too much work, I think. I mean, you're at 8.1. And you also, we'd want to do the coal field there. So, yeah, if we were to do this, I think it would be worthwhile to build that out. But we don't need to rush it, to be honest. In fact, let's remove that one. And then let's do the coal field in Helsinki. I'm assuming Helsinki is the best coal field we have. Yeah, it is. Okay. Because we're going to need to build that out in order to get things progressing nicely. And, yeah, Germany, fine. Give me all of the coal. And then our production budget is coming along nicely enough. That's for sure. And we can expand our heavy industry in the last one of the presence areas that needed it. So that's good. We want to take a little bit out of here. And then maybe just leave you at like 10.3 instead. What do we think? Hello, Tomahawk! Is it viable to mechanize a smaller army such as Finland's, or is that too heavy on the IC? Well, it's a really good question. Personally, I think it's more the fact that you'd have to do so much in the leadership side as well as the IC production in order to get there. Also, you don't really have the fuel and the oil base to make it work. What I'm going to try and do with Finland in this game is I'm going to try and make us a bit of a specialist army. So I'm going to go heavy on mountain, ski units eventually, and a few other things to try and make us quite a soft army, but quite an effective one. But we'll see. We'll see how it runs. The other thing I'm going to do as well is I'm going to attempt to conquer Sweden and everyone else. So, I mean, Sweden's already got a threat of 0.12 against us, and our neutrality's at 42%. So, if I can keep pushing that, in fact, we can get war economy, which is might not be worthwhile, actually, to be honest, at the moment. But we can get it, so that's good. Yeah, planning on winning the Winter War, maybe. What classes as a win? Holding out? I think that's probably I'd class that as a win, I would say. But yes, planning to do well on that and make ourselves a new version of the Swedish Empire of the early 1700s, if possible, and the late 1600s. Right, so railway, let's go. But we did this as a custom start, so something a little bit different to the usual. Who wants to do a coal trade? The US, you like us. And that, I find it very funny that through my influencing, Sweden is the highest threat to the US. Because, of course, it is. Germany, come on. There we go. Sell me coal. Sell me all of the coal to keep my industry up and running. Right, medicine. You are at 41. Good. Let's get a small tank there. Yeah, and let's keep everything nice and green. The only thing that we're going to struggle on is oil, I reckon. But that is what it is. Right, controllable propeller pitch. Let's get that one. And then we'll want to get the recon air units. And we're getting 1.6 manpower a day, which isn't terrible. Under bomb load, 500 kilogram bomb, sure. And I think advanced education investment has just finished. That's going to roll. But that is going to give us a little bit more on the old leadership. So we're going to remove a little bit more on the espionage front. And now we've got 4.4 in officers. I don't need 19 a day. So yeah, we want to do that one. Doing high density alloys already. Could get some of the air things going, so like the fighter pilot training, because we're going to want good fighters. Yeah, so we'll have camo, yeah, as well as part of this. In fact, I think I've already done the done that. I'm doing quite a fun thing on the custom start where I've removed all of the industry and I've only put it in 4 major provinces, and I'm currently building up these 2 of industry as well. I'm going to turn Finland into a industrial powerhouse with the use of the silent workhorse and the administrative genius to give me heavy industry that's going to prompt every few months and further build up that industry. That is the hope, but we'll see how that progresses. But yeah, all fun. Right, radios. So you're at 38. Let's get infantry radio communications, because anything that makes our infantry better is going to be worthwhile for us. And we made it up to medium popularity. Even better. That is good. Let's hope that the crime fighters and things keep moving things in the way that we want. So we're doing all the prototype stuff there that we want to be doing. We're doing all the armament stuff there. This is good. This is also okay. Get reflector sight, because that little point more of attack is worthwhile. And yeah, I don't want to do that fuel trade. Doing all the stuff we want to be doing now. On air, what else do we want to do? Probably we want to get air superiority tactics. No, Sweden. I don't want to buy fuel. Fuck off. Right. Civil defense. You're at 39. Okay. Let's do interception tactics there. Okay. And we've had a little bit more of the old production fall into our lap. Let's put you back up to 10.3. And yeah, once again, let me apologise for the lack of videos. I'm doing this stream as a bit of a penance for the fact that I haven't been uploading. I don't normally stream, and I don't think this is going to become like something that I'm going to probably be worthwhile in doing, but like all the time. But you know, as a one-off for a bit of fun, I don't really see it as being a problem. And yeah, I want to apologise for the fact that I've been a bit delinquent on videos. I've been on holiday, and yeah, that has to take priority. Is it worth going for body armor? Body armor used to be one of the things I always used to go for in this. My thoughts on it are... what can I say? So, it only impacts your engineers, and it makes your engineers slightly more expensive, which, to be honest with you, I'm not sure if it's worthwhile. The defensiveness and the toughness are definitely really good, like, buffs, and the morale is not insignificant at 10%. Because it's not a frontline unit, though, I don't know how much of an impact the defensiveness and the toughness really has on the overall division strength. I'm not close enough to how they calculate that. If anyone else knows how that gets calculated, I think it's weighted based on the size of the actual contributing parts of the division, but I'm not entirely sure. But the plus 5%, and the main thing really is the reduction in speed. If you're going for a really slow army, so if you're going to build like a bunch of infantry tanks, like really heavy piercing units that you're not wanting to move fast, then yeah, by all means. But for speedier units, I'm not so sure if it really helps. I guess you could build like a fast light tank unit to go with like a punchier breakthrough unit and then make the most of the body armor, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's my immediate go-to kind of thing to research. Right, so broadcasting, you've improved. We want to build any CAS. It's a good question. It's a good question, me. It's a very good question. Not sure. Let's do Brigade HQ and start on some of those. Okay. And the only foul up I've made at the start is I should have unlocked this. It's my own stupid mistake. because these are locked. So I'm going to need Arctic warfare equipment, which takes a bloody age to get there. So I might want to start researching that ahead of time. I'm thinking in like 1939, like right literally at day dot, I'll get that started. But yeah, that's the only foul up I've made. I think it did used to be a modifier for all infantry, to be honest. But I think they might have changed it. It could be useful against them. Yeah, it's whether or not you prioritize having a very mobile army, which we probably won't, so it might be useful, but we'll have to see. There's our economic stage increase. And yeah, we're at 68 there, that's good. And we can do the Bank for International Settlements. Let's do we'll do industry again, get a little bit more money. And yeah, we'll funnel a little bit more into officers, although that does unlock us another research slot. So let's do divisional HQ. And 41's not that bad for the research front. Sure, Italy, I will do that. And some more supply stuff. And you're at 38, so we can take that off. Let's get the core, army group, all that stuff up and running. Nationalized private sector. Oh, and research. So, sure, that's good. And then you're going to go into Turku. So, Turku's turning into our strongest industrial hub at the start of the game here. And for our economic boost, we're going to continue to reduce our neutrality. And this time we're going to do short-term investment again. And we have over 100 IC at this point on usable, which is quite fun as Finland. That is not bad at all, although we're going to lose more leadership for the privilege. Right, so let's remove a couple of those. And then we'll put 90 on there. We kind of need a very popular government to make up for this, but we should be popular, right? We're industrializing the nation. Speaking of which, let us do news and politics. Let's try and get that popularity to further improve. You know, the people should think we're amazing because guess what? We are. And yeah, we're getting that steel mill coming along nicely there. We're losing a little bit on rares, but I'm hoping some of the rares that we're building up will help. Right, artillery barrel. 35. Yeah, we'll let that go. And no, thanks. I don't want to do any rares trades at the moment. I'd rather we just build up kind of neatly. Right, so supply organization at 38. That means we can get back onto the armoured one that we want to do. Sorry, the army HQ that we wanted to do earlier. Because we're going to have so little to research, then hopefully it's not too much of a pain that we're going to be losing out on a few things on the research front, because we're going to have, you know, a very small amount of stuff that we're going to be really interested in doing. So let's get infantry unit command there. Right, attritional warfare. What level are you at? 36. That's fine. We'll let that go. A little bit more for officers. And I don't want to do fuel. Okay, and then we'll attach you into here. And then I guarantee that, yeah, you can't. So now I wonder, yeah, you can at least go into the first army as well. So that's good. Let's give a commander there. Let's give another one here. Another one here. That's good to me. And we might want to turn our attention to the Air Force before too long. But let's build up enough of infantry to where we could easily steamroll a certain Swedish neighbour. Okay, so assault concentration. Okay, 33. All good. Yeah. All progressing very nicely. So aero engine research. Yeah, it's all of our single engine stuff all happening nicely. Let's get recon units. Okay, so found some money to tell them what we need to tell them. Always worthwhile. And let's get the recon unit control one there. We're trying to make our units kind of be as fast and effective as possible. Oh, and you look at that, we're getting a little bit of crude back in the front door, so that's good. Come on. So the revolt risk is reducing that by 10%, which is quite hefty, I must say. That seems very large. Disappointingly large. Right, superior strength. Yeah, we'll let that one ride because we're trying to get it so that we can do... in fact, we can do these already. Do we want to do both of those? Maybe. Maybe in a minute, once some of the other stuff's finished. So, pre-calculating artillery. What's that just come up from? So that's fine. We'll do this first. We are going to have a lot of artillery in the army, so we might as well try and use it and make sense of it. So we're lacking on a little bit on the old metal front for some reason. But Sweden will come to our aid, as will Chile. No, Estonia. I do not want to do that. Leave me alone. Right, artillery flexibility. Let's do the infantry strength increase because we've got the manpower. We're not going to have the largest army in the world. We might as well make it strong. So yeah, let's go for that. I will do that metal trade. Thank you, Germany. And okay, I'll do all of those supply trades. All of that will be helpful to us. Right, integrated support. 36. Let that one go. And it's nice to have the money back above 10. Right, we're going to leave that treaty. Is Finter in the Winter War actually a winnable situation? It's a good question. You can fight them to a standstill, I would say. I don't think it's like until effectively the Germans come in, there isn't a way for it to be, I think, a fully winnable situation. No. You know what? For now, I will do that rares trade just to get the ball rolling. 36 on that is good. Range finding equipment. That's going to enable artillery up to the next level. Good. Well, in fact, let's let that ride. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's massively winnable, to be honest with you. That is a very long name. Chamalamading Dong Minecraft. That's a good name. Putting me through my paces. Right, let's do artillery brigades. And come on, work with me here. So, 500 kilogram bomb. That is pretty good to have done. Is there anything else other than getting onto some of the operating text that we want to be doing? I'm not going to say there is. I think everything else is good. Infiltration tactics. So we've done all of the Blitzkrieg ones that we want to get done. Let's get special forces there. And direct fire unit control. Just keep it ticking on up nicely. Just one a day on some of that stuff. And no, I do not want to do the fuel trade. Leave me alone. And, oh, I see a province lost. Let's move in to deal with that. Next direct fire one there is done. And let's get the artillery one as well. Anything that will just up the combat performance of our divisions is worthwhile. Okay, so single engine fighter prototype up to the next level. Along with reconnaissance aircraft. All worthwhile. And good to have 10 viewers. Nice to have you all here on this fine Friday evening. It's quite nice to be home, to be honest with you, after not being here for 2 weeks. Nice to get a bit of a break from, obviously, everything that's happening in the world at the moment, but equally, you know, it's still nice to be back. So, medium shipyard, sure. Armaments factory is good. Now, I don't want it in Tampere, so we're going to put it in the production queue. And, aha, Koiesti Kallio becomes president. Okay. So, reconnaissance aircraft's up to the right level now. Doing close air support, and we can do fighter bomber in a minute. We're going to put this probably in Helsinki. I think that's the best spot for it. And a little bit more into supplies. Up to 25,000 nearly again, which is good. Although we're not making a huge amount of money apparently because everyone wants to trade with us. So that tells me that either people have got money to spare or they need supplies. One of the two. Right, so brigade. Yeah, okay, we'll let that one go. That's good. Hello, Mooning Gamer. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping by to see the stream. Hopefully Finland has captured your imagination. We are currently doing a custom start as Finland, attempting to build us into an absolutely massive industrial power. And we are at 107 IC, which for a very small nation is quite something. We will do that trade, and we will do that one as well. So we're trying to manage a massive economy, if we can. Or build a massive economy, I should say. We're at nearly 300 manpower again, which is good. And we can do advanced education investment, sure. Finish that one off. Let's do fighter bomber. And then, yeah, it's just a question mark of when do we decide to pull the trigger on Arctic warfare equipment and correct the one mistake I've made in the campaign, which I should have done that one, but oh well. I wouldn't call it a mistake, it just means that we've been able to spread our research a little bit more evenly for not having it, because it would have freed up a lot of points for other things, but it still would have been better if we could have had that from the start. I should have thought about that, but well. And on the operating, it's only really that artillery tech there that we want to be doing. Everything else is, I think, pretty good. It's a feature that will make the future more interesting. Yes, I like that. That's a good way of putting it. Okay, so Division HQ has also improved, so we'll let that ride. And Core HQ as well. Also let that ride. Yeah, it only drops 2% IC efficiency, which is a bit rubbish. Might be this guy. So what do you do? You... The National Revolt risk I do not like. You suck. I mean, the 5% IC is not the worst thing in the world, and the resources improvement is also kind of helpful. We'll keep him around, because I think he is better than this person. They both have really majestic mustaches. Like, that is mustache heaven, isn't it, really? Like, wowza. Okay, I'm fine on having crude come up every now and then. Basic anti-tank ammunition. There we go. Right, that's definitely something we want. Okay, and they've begun the Great Officer Purge. 50 money and 500 supply for the chance of gaining a Veteran HQ. Yeah, we'll take that. So we can build slightly better unit in a bit. So the Spanish state has defeated the Spanish Republic, which is expected when you give them such large bonuses. So they've already joined the proposed faction for the future. And take a little bit more out of there. And we've got some more infantry that will be coming online soon, so that's good to see. We like that very much. And no, I don't want a small shipyard. Piss off. Right, Army HQ. Army HQ. Also at 36, so no need to do that one. Infantry radio communication. 38. Okay, we can take that off. Right, so any 37 level text that we want to be getting that we haven't made a move on already. So we could do some of these, but I wouldn't say they're imperative. Neither would I say anti-air ammunition is. Probably the anti-tank. So we don't need to do this, really. That doesn't really help anything we're going to have. But this one will. So the 80 plus 0.4 and the heart attack plus 3 is worthwhile. So let's do that. And it will unlock medium velocity as well, which will also be helpful. So that's a definite. Oh, sure. Thanks, Germany. Is there anyone else that wants to buy supplies? UK, you look like you want to buy some supplies. Oh, no, that was the wrong way. You want to... Yeah, there you go. Tasty, right? Tasty supplies. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. 10 points if someone knows where that awful yum, yum phrase comes from, because it's a Star Trek reference from one of the worst Star Trek series of all time. Right, 39. So we're happy with all of this. Doing everything we want to do there. And here. We could get the infantry defensiveness. There's no harm in that. And what are you? Stupid trading. Do not care. Okay, artillery barrel. And I might get up from my desk for 1 second, everyone. Just to grab myself a very quick drink. So I'll be back in literally 2 minutes. You'll probably hear me in the background because I very much doubt the noise cancelling is going to be brilliant on my terrible microphone. Right, I thought I'd treat myself to a whiskey there. I bought some whiskey from like the Johnny Walker experience up in Edinburgh last year. It's the winter blend, and it's surprisingly smooth. I don't have a great deal of it left though, and then I'm on to the cheap swill. So I thought I would treat myself to some good whiskey whilst I enjoy and avoid the cheap swill. Right, they've just cancelled that fuel trade, so we were right to do the grand supply push. Right, mountain warfare equipment. Happy days. So the real question is like if I was to pull the trigger on that now, that would be 42. Okay. You know what? Let's get ahead of the curve on it. Yeah, let's start it. Let's start it now. I normally never research things ahead of time, but I think in this case it's so pivotal to what Finland did in World War II that I need to do it. But I'm going to need to not click on this every 5 seconds because my OCD is going to kick in and be like, not good. Right. So, research centres. Tampere, sure. And no, I do not want it in there. Big no-no. Right, and this one we'll put in Helsinki as well. And see, I did it just then. I'm going to want to click it every time. Ugh, horrible. Right, and our survivors have returned. So, and they're going to give us some bonuses, I think, on some of these, right? Yeah, so halfway on that one already, that's good. And yeah, it's here where they're going to come out. That's good. Okay, and surviving militia here. Let's attach them into the 6th Corps. And yeah, we'll give them a commander. Okay, fighter crew training. 36. Yeah, that's fine. We'll let that go. So infantry unit strength increase. Let's do, and we're doing special forces there. Got artillery barrel happening here at 37. Let's do anti-air ammunition. And yeah, another couple of infantry have just come online. Need to give that guy a command. And we seem to have gotten ourselves a bugged HQ because we seem to be able to attach as many divisions to it as we wish. As many core commands, I should say. So that's good. Okay, and our officer ratio immediately jumped up a little bit more, but it'll make all of our divisions a little bit more survivable. So that's positive. Seventh. How many commanders have we got left? We've got a decent amount, so we've got more to do, but that's fine. So we've got good industry building up there still, with the next level of that about to be finished. Got a steel refinery coming online here in a second. And hopefully being done soon. And we've got a coal field that's coming along nicely as well. Along with some good rares. Yeah, so up to 40 being produced a day in our own area, which is good. And yeah, I just see I just can't handle that being ahead of time. It's going to annoy the hell out of me. Right, so fighter pilot training. Where are we at? So fighter pilots at 36. We'll let that one go ahead. Okay, so attritional warfare at 38. That's fine. And you're at 36. So that's also fine. Doing what we want to do here. Could also get the militia 1 increased, because we don't have much militia, but we might as well make them as combat effective as we can. We're doing all of the stuff we probably want to be doing here. Okay. We're going to run out of things to research, to be honest. We might want to pick some additional stuff if we get to that point. Because I'm kind of doing everything that I want to be doing. I mean, the Battle Commander recognition for the time between attacks delay is worthwhile, so... Right, Assault Concentration at 35 is good. Great War Analysis is also good. And thanks to the 11 of you watching. It is appreciated. Like, it's nice to get a few people getting involved. Right, recon units, ground attack tactics. Take that off as well, actually, at this point, because we're probably not going to build a great deal of CAS, if any at all. The air superiority, though, is worthwhile. So whether or not we want to get ahead of time on, like, mechanical computing machine, we probably do. Anything 38 related that we can do now, we probably want to. Okay, so the Queen of the Air is lost. Japan's doing the Marco Polo Bridge event. And that wasn't anything there, so 37's good on that one. 36 is good on that one. Send help to China. So 15 manpower isn't too much of a loss. I think we can absorb that. Yeah, let's do it. So the interception tactics is also worthwhile doing. Yeah, I will do that metal trade. Okay, and could get radar because it will improve our provincial AA ability in time. I'll expand that small armaments factory. Thank you very much. Right, P calculating artillery's good. Superior strength is also worthwhile. And yeah, I don't think I want to do that, Soviets. I appreciate what you're doing, but that seems highly unnecessary for the type of army we've got. Very unnecessary. And no thank you for both of those. Okay, it's nice to see a big load of green, isn't it? Right, range finding equipment. So all of that's at 37. And I think we will let that one ride. We could get truck and primer maneuverability, actually, thinking about it. And to do that, we need semi-motorization of infantry. So that's probably worthwhile doing, just to unlock getting the artillery to move a little bit quicker. Okay, so metal will do. Both of those. And where was it? It was over here on semi-motorization of infantry. So yeah, we will do that. Okay, so mountain unit training. I imagine that's on our special forces stuff at 36. Okay, so that's good. And then brigade HQ at 39. We can take that off. And let's get defensive position designs. That's also something that we'll want. Good to see that coal field coming on. Good to see that industry as well picking up. Less good to see random fuel trades that I don't want. And it's determined to put it in Tampere. Do not want it there. Stop. We are going to turn Helsinki into the greatest industrial centre in Europe. That is what we are going to do. As dumb as it seems. Okay, so we've got a little bit there of supplies still in a good place. Okay, so integrated support. And core command. So core command is 39, that's good. Integrated support at 38, we don't need to be doing that. We don't need to be doing rolling artillery at that level. At that point. Let's get radios, infantry radio communications. And yeah, agriculture. Start on some of the good stuff in 38 that we want nice and early. Divisional HQ, 37. Yeah, happy with that. And I would imagine that direct fire one is also at 37. Yeah, or 36. Happy days. A little bit of production. Finishing up. To put a little bit more into supplies. We could build some fighters at this point. Might not be a bad idea. So, combined arms defense. Let's do industrial zone to the next level. And yeah, no more fuel, thank you. Direct fire at 36, that one's fine. Oh, I want to do that energy trade. Oopsie. Who has got some coal that they wouldn't mind parting with? Soviets. That is not the Soviets, that's the United States. Yeah, we're definitely... Oh no, I don't want to... Why am I wanting to... No, I don't want to do that. I'm wanting to buy energy. So we'll buy energy. Okay, and fighter bomber. So we can get industry up to the next level. Okay, and with that amount up and running, it kind of makes me want to build out some more planes. So I think we're going to build 2 of you. I'm going to build 1 of you. And start setting the wheels in motion on that, because we need to build up a little bit of an air force, I would say. And thank you to the 11 viewers watching at the moment. Hopefully I'm not boring you all to death with a campaign as Finland. I thought it could be quite fun to stream a slightly minor nation. I think the last time I did a stream, I did a Poland stream, like, God, ages ago. I think maybe even 1,000 subscribers was when I did the Poland stream. And it was like a big challenge stream and trying to see how long we could last. Spoilers, we didn't last very long. But it was good fun. It was very good fun. Okay, and how's our neutrality looking? 34. Okay, and how's Sweden's threat against us? 0.51. So we've still got a ways to go yet, that's for sure. So 39 with you. Let's do airport capabilities and start getting some of those industrial ones getting in a good place. Okay, so special forces branch increase. We don't need to be doing that right now. We could start on monumental architecture to the next level. And yeah, we'll take another veteran HQ division. Thank you. So we can build out a couple more decent, maybe mountain units with those. I think that sounds quite a good idea. That all seems pretty positive. Yeah, and that Arctic warfare equipment is just happening so slowly. So unbelievably slowly. Artillery command and control at 36 is pretty good. We've lost out a little bit more there on the old production side. You're actually a little bit cheaper and quicker. So I think we'll do actually that first. And yeah, I'll do a little bit of a fuel trade, Germany, thank you. 39, let's do medium artillery there. At least get the facility to build them in case we want them. A little bit more on the old industry front. In theory, once we've got the manpower situation built up, then we'll be in a good place. We've already got now 151,000 troops in the field, which is good. So anti-ammunition. Let's get broadcasting. And small caliber, you are a 39 level. Medium velocity gun is going to make our AT a little bit stronger again, which is nice. Along with basic anti-tank ammunition, both of those are nice big wins. Right, militia strength increase, take that off. And yeah, get supply transportation. And the next level of coalfields come on, that's good. And yeah, we'll take that in Turku. So that's now a level 3 heavy industry. And And then we're probably going to want to get on some of those in a second after this. Okay. And where are you at? 39. Yeah, we don't need to be doing that. On industry, we're lacking steel at the moment, so we'll prioritize steel. I would say at this stage. And yeah, we're at 116. So 89, we're only 7 IC off doing the full production tilt, which is good going. Yeah, we're doing 93%, which is good. And we've got some more infantry that are going to be finished soon, so that's going to free up a whole ton of stuff, which is nice. The reinforcement will do a little bit of the heavy lifting on that. Right, artillery carriage. 39. Let's do... Could get oil refining. Coal processing technology, I think, is what we want to do. And then there's some more infantry. Attach you in like so. Okay, and then we're probably going to want to build some more planes in a bit. And that's good. At least we've got a... oh, stupid thing. At least we've got commanders up the wazoo. So, what do we want to build next? I think we can slow down the rate at which we're building out infantry now. So, let's make that now a group of 1 in parallel for 3 goes. I think that would be worthwhile. So, we want to keep 1 running. But then, let's build some more fighters. So only 7 IC off on that. And then with the steel refinery and the coal fields both finishing soon, we can switch over to new ones before too long. I think that's good. We're going to need to pivot a little bit onto officers before too long, because we are definitely lacking on the old officers front. But an army of 169,000 is nothing to sniff at. That isn't bad at all as Finland, with a decent manpower pool. So, modify armaments factory. Yes, we will do that. Okay, and lock out the fuel. Semi-motorized infantry. So from doing that, that will unlock, yeah, the truck and primer maneuverability. And the reason to do that is to try and get these up and running to make our artillery be a little bit quicker. Assault concentration. 37, happy with that one. And we'll do light transport, sure. Make them a little bit better, no harm in it. So yeah, we'll do that fuel trade with you. Okay, and some of this stuff will be finishing up soon enough. Right, so great war tactics. At 1920 level, okay. It would be good to get the infantry percentage improvement there. Spone all of those. Okay, so the recon unit training 37 is also good. Okay, and it's nice to see that that coal field will be done as well soon over there in Helsinki, the production epicenter of our great empire. 38 level 1 can come off. As can that. I mean, that attack movement is really good at 5%. That range finding is good as well. The pack artillery at 1939 level is no bad thing either. In fact, should we make a move on that now? We've already got one thing ahead of time, and that isn't going to be that far before that'll be kicking in. So, yeah, let's go for the pack artillery as well. Right, pre-calculating artillery. You are just finished. So let's do military police. Actually, does that help us? The Recon Cav organization and unit cooperation is definitely worth having. So yes, it does help us. Right, superior strength. That's also done. There's nothing I want to get on the 38 levels immediately. Or here. This I'm happy with. Let's get the rares, because we've got a lot of rares production, so anything we can do to uptick that a little bit is no bad thing either. December 5th. Ah, there we go, the National Monument. So we have a strategic resource. I think, actually... Yep, you're at 39. Fighter crew training, I'm happy with. Going to get radar at least 1 before we can get that. Let's do oil refining. Mountain unit training. Okay, so 37 on that one, we'll let it ride. And we'll take another veteran HQ, thank you. And we'll expand our research centres again, because every little help is on the research efficiency. Anything that can make our the Arctic warfare stuff eventually come out any quicker would be ideal. It should get a lot better actually once we tick a little bit closer, because that ahead of time penalty gets better like every year. So it should get a little bit better in 38. But we will see. Yeah, there's our industry kicking off a little bit more. And how are we doing? So you're doing very well. Your popularity is a little bit less, but we're doing what we can. Okay, so it's not that far actually from the organizational strength. And a little bit more economic focus, that's good. Does that mean we're nearly able to do a full production queue? It does. Nice. Take that. That's always positive. Right, fighter pilot training. 37. That's good. Bank for International Settlements. We always like this one because we're going to do industry. That means we're at 7,000. And you know what? We'll take the little bit extra there. And we've got a decent amount of spies at the moment. Let's pump everything into officers, because I think we need all the officers we can get, and we'll do both of those metal trades. Direct fire unit training, sure, that's fine. Okay, so rares. Happy with that. the artillery one is also fine. And you know what? We'll do that trade, Poland. Thank you. Immediately coming up with the coal trade. Good. So let's reduce our neutrality some more. Let's do another short-term investment. And we'll expand our light aircraft factories. That's good. That will help us. Now the pack artillery then. Where did that leave you? So you are now at 39. Let's put these both at the top. So you're now at 40. So that's good. That's going to help a little bit more. And you're at 39. So that's pretty close as well. So both of those should help. Especially once we get the... Where is it? Where is the damn thing? Mechanical computing machine? Mechanical computing. Ah, there we go. So you're at 38 and you're in March. So, and you're going to grant us a little bit more research efficiency. So all of that should help us no end. And make them just a little bit more efficient. Get rid of that ahead of the time penalty a little bit. And then you're doing all of that there. Do we want to build another coal field somewhere? So we've got a low level freeze there. Metal-wise, it's only Vasa that's the other location. Let's get a steel refinery here as well and start building that out. Because we're still going to be positive on that front. And I would say that this is still the main thing that we probably want to be doing at this stage. And you can take over where the Helsinki one ends on that one. Yeah, nice to see 2 light aircraft factories. They really want us to build destroyers. And, aha, there we go. So, in up here, we will expand that heavy industry. We're loving this, everyone. This is what we like to see. We are very dependent on international trade. That is the one negative of all of this. We could completely destroy our economy the moment we're at war with the Allies, but let's just never be at war with the Allies. That's one option. Right, so medium artillery. And you've got interception tactics in a good space. You're doing a bunch of 38s like we want to be already. The military rations and things is all good. And, yes, there we go, Germany. Thank you. And the 12 a day in, or 13 a day nearly in money is getting us where we want to be. And I'm wondering what building we want to do next. Because we've got a couple of different options if we want to be a bit of a warmongerer. Because what I'm thinking is that based on the current rate at which we're losing our neutrality, we're not going to get anywhere quickly. But if we click down here on strategic effects, one of the options that we have... Where is it? Is the Imperial Foreign Ministry. That grants us some, a few little bonuses, but the change in neutrality of minus 0.02 is not insignificant. It'll effectively double the time at which we can, before we go to war. So, the alternative, I would say, would be to get the thing that will reduce the revolt risk. Because, effectively... That'll get us most of the way towards being green and further improve our resource flow. What do you think? Do you think the foreign ministry might be the way to go? Especially if we want an early war with Sweden. That's what I'm thinking. because it'll effectively halve the amount of time before we can do that. Because this monumental architecture tech will be done May 38, so the benefit will run probably from September time. And sure, Yugoslavia, help us make up for our resource deficit. No, thank you. We no longer have any dissent. I wonder. Is that a net gain? No. But is the production... I mean... Yeah, it looks like it could be, you know. Yeah, we'll do all of the supply trades, thank you. These random supply trades. And then, if we put ourselves on a war footing, what does that do? Yeah, I'm not sure if that is an improvement or not, but... It's quite fun being on war economy already, to be honest. There is something quite novel about that. And the wall of green. And yeah, you're at 38. Let's do there like that. Do seaport capabilities immediately. Try and make our air organization a little bit better. We'll definitely want the fighter bombers live before we're at war, because any air force advantage we gain against the Swedes will help us immensely. From that location there, it's 121 kilometers. What's your range like? 225 is pretty good. So that's not too bad. We'll take that. Okay, so there's the Anschluss. And that might well lower our neutrality. No, it didn't. That's a shame. That happened a bit early. No Sudetenland yet, but that might lower our neutrality when that happens. Ah, there we go. I wonder. No, 27. Yeah, that's a big fat no. Okay, and another chance to expand our heavy industry. This time in the far north, and we will go for that. And we'll appease them again. Yeah, there's no harm in doing that. And yeah, definitely, right, so that's why. That's not what we want to be on. Or economy was not the right choice at this stage. Yeah, we've got a much more effective grasp of our finances at the full mobilization level than we did at war economy. So, yeah, no need to be doing too much on that score. Right, medium velocity gun at 40 level, that's fine. Basing at 39, let's do railroad and that one there. Put a little bit more onto officers. Yeah, sometimes you got to test things out before you make sure you're not making a mistake. And what have you got? So May 24, we'll get the last of the steel refineries built, which will free up 7 IC or so. We'll free up a further 5 IC in Helsinki. So we might want to then pivot all of that towards coal fields, I reckon. Oh, whiskey is good, but it's this one definitely leaves a little bit of a hit. Let's put it that way. Okay, so there's mechanical computing machine. We're definitely happy with that. We don't care about convoy attack or any of that shit. But we do care about is being able to do, yeah, ammunition production. Woo. And yeah, turning back a green on the old steel as well. I'd love it to get up towards 8,000. 8,000 feels like a nice number for money for such a small nation. This feels like a very strong and effective economy, doesn't it? Okay, so there's one of our planes. That's now a full fighter group. And then, I mean, we've already got a pretty decent amount of production good to go. What do we want to do with it? So 1.9 there, and 3 and 2 there. Let's do the coal field here. Let's do the coal field here. You're already building up a coal field there. And you're a very angry populace. Yeah, let's build the coal fields where it matters. Or where it matters, I should say. Try and be as self-reliant as we can be from our enemies. Okay, so we're building that everywhere, which is good. I'll take a little bit more on the old industry front from the UK supporting us. I almost feel bad that we're going to betray them one day. And thank you to the 12 of you watching right now. Really good to see you all. Right, so industry. That is going to unlock industrial efficiency improvement options. Let's go for that. So Great War Analysis is up to the last level to be completed. And we're only 15 off now, having that full production queue for the coal going. So, fighter bomber there, and division here. Okay, and that's steel refinery May. And the coal field here at 5.2. Looks absolutely fine, to be honest. This is a little bit slower than I would like, but that is what it is. And we'll have another rares extraction done soon enough as well. We're up to 46 a day there coming out, so that's good. We're at 26 there on the old neutrality. So take you off, and you take all of that away. So happy with all of this. Doing everything we want to be doing there. We could get airbase blueprints, installation security. Yeah, and get some of those infantry weapons in a nice spot. Get the crew done. A little bit more cash. Okay, and there's a coal field complete. So we're now only 3 IC away. And that will get sorted actually when we finish producing this bit of industry in those couple of locations. Infantry radio communication at 40. Good. We can do small arms then. So we'll have that all done pretty pronto-ish. Okay, so military police is fine, radios is fine. Everything we want to do there. Get artillery brigades to the next level. It'd be good if we were getting a little bit more manpower every day, to be honest. But, look, you can't have it all. And let's put the air spotter in. Put all of our best air people up front. So there's the Red Fleet Officers Purge. And artillery unit combined arms. Yep, let that ride. Let's expand our research here. And no, we don't want that one. Thank you very much. We're going to put this into Helsinki as well. Helsinki is most of the way there now to having a full heavy industry allocation. Oh, we've got 13 concurrent viewers at the moment. Thanks very much for everyone watching. Good to see everyone. Nice to see such a large amount of people turning out for the Finland stream. And there's monumental architecture. Don't think this is going to help us really in any way. Heavy artillery brigades might be more helpful into the future if we decide we want to build some. Yet another plane here. Oh, and thanks for the hearts, for whoever's doing the hearts. Right. So, rares extraction. Good, that's up again. And then radar. So, for radar, I don't really care about keeping the 39 level 1 running. The Special Forces, we're doing already what we want to be doing, to be honest with you, here with the Arctic Warfare. Got everything we want to be doing. The Monroe effect actually is worthwhile. Oh, and I've accidentally been delinquent on the planes. That's fine, we'll come round to that in a second. Let's get Aero Engine researched. Along with broadcasting, so broadcasting will actually get us a little bit more leadership as well to use, so that's no bad thing. So put a little bit more into officers. Right, fighter ground crew, 38. We'll move that over to the ground crew on the for the radar combat impact, because we can probably build a little bit of radar before too long. And then there's our first fighter bomber squadron. Take a little bit off the production there just to finish that out. Got that one finishing up on May 23rd, which really isn't too long now. Right, military rations. Fire over here. Can't afford our air assets to fall behind. That would be very bad. Right, artillery unit, we'll put you onto the 1918 there. So yeah, we'll just postpone all of those. Yay. Yeah, we need to be the #1 for planes. That is what we need. And yeah, we'll move you up to there for the 36 level as well. Try and get those percentage bonuses. Okay, and we've got a full queue happening here now. So the question is, what do we want to do next? Only runs at 33% efficiency. We could build some more convoys, although they will just get sunk the moment that we're at war. Yes, the most modern force of interceptors the world has ever seen. That is what it shall have. Whether it likes it or not. So for res... So we're already doing Helsinki and Petsalmo. It's only this location left. Should we build that out? Yeah, let's build that out as well. This is called having more IC than sense in your Finland campaign. And we're waiting for the monumental architecture building to fire to decide what we want to do. Maybe some AT-focused inf. Well, we do have AT in all of our divisions. So I have given them all AT at the start of the game. But we might want to, like, double pump that up a little bit more, possibly. You might be right on that. To, like, further, like, maybe with some heavy AA as well. To fight the Soviets. That's probably a good idea, to be honest with you. And artillery units. Yeah, that's all good. Well, the problem is with going for tanks is just the amount of research dedication it takes. So I think it's only if we end up getting some leadership that we want to use, then maybe we do that. I'm kind of tempted to try and go for... okay. That is one minor wrinkle. So if we want to get heavy AAT, which is I kind of was debating whether or not we wanted to go in that direction, I need to get medium armor. You could do something like this, I suppose. Where's heavy AA unlocked by? Where's that come out of? Could have sworn we've got heavy AA already. Does anyone know what unlocks heavy AA? Oh, actually, it's one of these, isn't it? Ah, it's that one there. Okay, so we want to do that. So what you could do for a bit of a real like armor buster is we could do, and I'm gonna simulate it with anti-aircraft for now because it won't be anti-aircraft when the time comes. But you could do, these could be static even, couldn't they? are going to be bloody expensive to build. That's the only thing. Well, actually, that's not too bad, is it, really, to build expense-wise? And then we just need to put something else in there that will contribute. Because that's got good piercing attack. I mean, we could put the mixed support in, I guess. So the mixed support, heavy artillery, anti-tank, heavy AA, with an AA. Something like that. What do you think? Just build, like, effectively a specialist anti-tank division, or as good as we can get. That you just literally, like, it's only good for holding off in these provinces here against the Soviets. Yeah, could be good. Maybe we should do that in a bit. That's what we probably want to spend our remaining manpower on when the time comes. So we'll build that in a bit. What is next? What are next? Machine gun focus and ammunition capacity are both definitely things we want. Industrial zone organization at 39 is good. Do the airport capabilities to try and get a little bit more air organization. And high popularity. Good. That is nice. So a little bit more for officers. And yes, we need medium shipyards apparently. Right, let's see the plans. So what do we think? Well, what I'm thinking, Tomahawk, is if you don't have the transport, if you want them to be static divisions, you don't put any transport in at all because it doesn't contribute anything combat-wise. So you just make them, like, effectively, like, they are only good for holding these provinces, and then they lose all other purpose. But it's one option. New monumental building. So, the options we have on the table then, everyone. So we've got enough metal, we've got a good amount of supply. So I think... what is it? So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which would be 1,000 money, it'd be 5,000 metal, and it'd be 25,000 supply, or the feared police headquarter building. Now, the reason to get the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would be to further reduce our neutrality in double time, effectively, to try and declare war on Sweden. Before the Soviets declare war on us. So if we just go along to here, it'd be to get this -2 change in neutrality. What do we think? What do we think, everyone? So that's option A. Option B is to get the one that gives you... Where is it? God, being blind. The -5 to national revolt risk. I'll give it a couple of, like, 30 seconds to get some thoughts, if anyone wants to comment on it. Sweden wants to belong to Finland. Okay, so we're leaning towards aggressive expansion. There's still room in our organization for aggressive expansion. So the revolt risk isn't so much a concern in of itself. The reason to try and get the revolt risk removed is to improve our resource output. So right now, for example, here where we've got the revolt risk there is reducing our ability to produce resources to fund our economy. I mean, it's one of those things of, by having that, right? You know, so if we had the -5, right, you'd offset. So right now you're getting a +14 on revolt risk, and you'd offset that pretty much exactly. So that's the reason for the revolt risk one. The alternative, like I say, is to guarantee that we can probably have a war with Sweden before we have a war with the Soviets. So I will. What do you think? I know Sham is was the guiding light there, but Tommy, you think you want to belong to Finland? Tomahawk, Sham, this is your final opportunity. Otherwise, I'm going to go with Tommy to expand. Hello. So I do have version 14, Oliver. I do have a download link or something, which, yeah, let me... I'm not sure if I can put one in the chat right now because I'm in the middle of streaming, but I'm sure one of the people in the chat has... Because it's on a Discord, effectively. So, expansion from Tomahawk. Okay, right, that's what we're going to do then. So, we're going to do the Foreign Affairs, which I think is the Foreign Ministry. The things are not named exactly what they are, but... It's the Foreign Ministry. Okay, everyone. We are dedicating ourselves to warfare. Like the good old days. Okay, well, we need to include Denmark as well, and everyone else. Like, we can't... We need to share the prosperity of Finland with everyone else. Right? Okay, and we're going to go for the bigger news and politics to further improve our party's popularity. And we should now... I think we should be getting a... There we go. There's our -4 to neutrality. I don't suppose someone could be kind to Oliver, could they? And maybe provide him a link to the Discord? The Black Ice one that's got the download links on? Or maybe just a link to the download links itself. That would be very kind. Okay, so we have determined that aggressive expansion is our true path to victory. So we're currently at a neutrality of 25, and we should see that rapidly reduce down towards, hopefully, their threat at 2.2. That's what we're going for, so we're not that far off. We need to be just a little bit under that. Let's expand our armaments factories. Okay, coalfield. Yep, it's the first of many. And the steel production, always good. So happy with all of that. Let's get the motorized support units because I want to start like queuing up those mega piercing units as soon as possible. Let's do the fighter pilot. We can take that one away. Is there anything else we want there? Not currently. Don't want amphibious warfare equipment at the moment. Doing all the prototype stuff there that we can do. We can do ammunition capacity, which will increase supply consumption of things, but it does give you air and soft attack, so that's good. Okay, that's good. Take both of those, as well as the coal processing, because, again, that's going to improve our coal infrastructure. Aerial mines, why not? And, fuselage aerodynamics, wing aerodynamics, we definitely want that. And do we have a little bit of free industrial capacity to chuck at consumer goods? No, not quite. Air superiority tactics, 38, okay. Get superchargers, we want Spitfires. Finish Spitfires. And truck and prime maneuverability, yeah, we'll let that ride. We could get motorization of infantry if we want to go down that route at this point. I wouldn't say that was what we want to do. Yeah, we'll take that away. And do divisional command structure for sure. Artillery support would be worthwhile, actually. Because that's quite a big buff. Or refining. Yeah, artillery support, that's good. Background to attritional warfare. Okay, we've now got ourselves a bit of a defensive air force. Like, it won't be anything against the Soviets, to be honest, because they start with a mammoth air force. But it is what it is. And we've been going for 3 hours and 10 minutes, so that's quite some time. I will need to eat something at some point. The question for you guys is whether or not you want to hear me eat on a microphone, or whether or not you'd rather I stop. I mean, technically, every faction in the game ran by the AI has unlimited units because they get manpower buffs, so they never really run out. I mean, late war they can, especially if they're really involved in combat. But technically everyone, to a certain degree, has unlimited units. And, yeah, come on. Get me that news and politics. So, good to see that ruling party support improve. And that ammunition production up to the next level. Artillery flexibility, that's good. And I'll send further help to China. This is madness. So I've set Japan to the most difficult level, right? It's been 1 year, okay? And Japan has done this. Oh, for God's sake. So aggravating. I don't really want to... I don't really want to lose the 15 manpower. We could switch, actually, couldn't we? Our laws a little bit soon. I don't know. We'll just send them more troops. Fuck it. We're helping every lost cause in the, in the world. That's for sure. Right, battle commander recognition. 40. Let's get rolling artillery barrage. Thank you to Tomahawk, who's putting a direct download from the Discord. That's very kind. Okay. I'm desperate to have that full production queue. Desperate. Gagging for it. Right, okay. Road network. Yeah, happy with that. Let's get that one improved. For that little bit of national unity bonus. Where are we at? So the fractured government is actually providing a little bit of a debuff, but everything else is actually working pretty well. Nearly at 76% national unity, that's pretty good. Right, additional supplies production. Okay. So yeah, we'll get integrated support to the next level as well. And how are we looking on our own push towards attacking a certain nation? So 22%. So that definitely has sped it up, I think. So we might want to start thinking about moving our armies over soon enough and just getting ready. Right, so rares refining techniques up to the next level, and then high density alloys as well to the next level. Okay, and how is the so the pack artillery is coming along nicely, and the Arctic warfare equipment will now be done in 1940 in September, so that's good. Artillery brigades, 40 level. And you know what? We'll do the fighter pilot training up. Seaport capabilities. We're probably going to want to let that ride. Yeah. And that's going to give us a little bit more resource as well. And the railroad is good too. Okay, so infantry anti-tank. Fighter ground crew. A small but efficient air force would be nice, wouldn't it? And I'm seeing a bunch of coal fields are about to finish off. And we can expand our heavy industry in Turku. So that's now a level 4 heavy industry. So infantry guns, standard infantry branch upgrade. So there's some more infantry techs that we're going to want to get done soon. Okay, and I'm watching all of these coal fields start to happen, slowly but surely. Wasting apparently a little bit of IC, which we can put back into supplies. And you know what we'll do? We'll use the veteran HQ units. We'll use them, I reckon. Yeah. That's probably a good shout. We'll use them to build out the possible, like, piercing hard attack options we've got. Yeah, and let's start reducing that bit of descent and getting that gone. Okay, and how is 21? Okay, so at that rate, should get there relatively soon. Whether or not it'll be before we attack Sweden is a bit of a different question, I think. But we'll see. Hopefully we will be able to. Right, air superiority tactics, get that to the next level. Okay, and it's just literally, yeah, there's not that many production things happening now. That's another infantry unit. And we just went back up to high popularity, which is nice to see. And whole new bunch of commanders just came in, so that's nice. We'll just give that guy an old guard, just because it's decent level. Oh, crude oil, that's fine. Yeah, chuck a little bit more into officers. Vision HQ at 39, that's fine. Let's get interception tactics, and then we can go back on some of these operating techs. And thank you for turning us back positive on metal, Britain. Got mainly an infantry army, so every little bit of support on that front helps. Yeah, we'll do that one as well. Supercharger. Okay. In which case, let's get recon unit combined arms improved. And military police is still worth doing because of the unit cooperation, so we'll keep that going. Okay, so aero engine means that we're going to be able to do single engine fighters and get them improved. And they should still be done, yeah, this year, so that's good. Right, airbase blueprints, that doesn't really help us that much. We haven't got any CAS, so let's do fighter bombers. In fact, let's stick with those two from this onwards. Okay, don't want to do the fuel trade. Okay, and I think that artillery unit combined one, yeah, because that just gives a bunch of immediate bonuses, which is good. Industrial efficiency, sure. Let's get the artillery training one there for the organization and the morale. Ammunition capacity 39. We'll take that off. Let's do the combined one there. What's that? Crude? Crude doesn't matter. So you're at 40, so that's fine. And infantry unit combined is also fine. Let's do the recon unit coordination. Get that in a good place. Okay, and then there goes Czechoslovakia. We're now at 18%. And no, we're going to place that in the production queue. Thank you. And we're going to bung that in Helsinki. So Helsinki now has 6 levels of heavy industry in place. Just gets better and better. We're like our own little version of America. Okay, and... this is an elite. Oh, that's got a very low chance of spawning. Oh, we'll take that. That's great. Happy days. Let's get rid of that descent. And good to see those coal fields continuing to get built. The installation security is coming along as well. Okay, so both of you are going to be at 39, aren't you? So that's fine. We'll take those off. Let's get direct fire on both of those. And then we can move on to some of, like, to the mountain one there at the bottom. And then we can also get into service HQ up and running. And the direct fire combined arms is at 38, so happy to let that go. Okay. It's good to see a nice functioning economy, isn't it, to be honest? Always makes a nice nice change of pace. So, Boris Yatsev, Boris Rybukin, or Rybik? I'm terrible with Russian. Under the name of Yatsev, was an NKVD official in the Soviet embassy in Helsinki. He asked Finland to see parts of the Karelian Isthmus and islands from the Gulf of Finland for land in Karelia. Negotiations never made any progress. The Soviet Union tried to negotiate later but found no success. So the Soviets don't like us. What a surprise. So, with 15 industrial capacity, what do we want to do with that? We're building some planes, and we could do some more planes. So that is one option. We're building out now all of our resources. We could build out further anti-air defense. We could also build out some, like an air base or two. You know what? A couple of air bases close to the front might not be a terrible idea, in all honesty. So maybe if we were to build an air base there and one here, that might help us. And you know what? We will build one up in Petsamo as well. And then, with the remaining material, do we want to build some additional fighter bombers? Yeah, probably. So let's build some more of those. Because we're going to have some more like light planes and things done soon. And another infantry division finished. So standard infantry branch upgrade. That's good. Let's do mountain units. Okay, and I think what we'll do is when we get to 1939, you know, maybe in kind of like February, we will end the stream for a little bit at that point. I will go get something to eat. And then maybe I will come back once I've had some food a little bit later this evening. So I'll reschedule like another stream to start, possibly, but we will see. How are we doing? 17%. And what's your threat against us? 3.69. Okay, so you know what? I take back what we said. I think we're definitely going to be able to get into a war with Sweden before the Soviets attack us. Hopefully we can complete a war against Sweden in that time. That is one point to raise. So, the War of the Worlds. Is the world coming to an end? It feels like it at the moment, doesn't it? Who's ready for World War III? Front row tickets. Whether or not you like them or not. Right. So, attritional warfare at 40. I'm going to take a little bit out because it does look like we're gliding a little bit closer to the sun. Yeah, I think speed could be key for some of the units for sure. Let's expand that research center. With a bit of luck, that will... yeah, that's further boosted our research. Speaking of which, did that make... that made you a tiny bit quicker, I guess. So airport capabilities at 39. And let's do the special forces up to the next level. We don't need the whole army to probably be, like, absolutely massive. We can just stick to the special forces. Then that will be probably the best way to strike the right balance between having, you know, a massive army versus not having a massive army. And I would say we're on to some of the 39 levels now, so we'll go on to some of those. And I'm expecting another heavy industry pop to happen soon, to be honest. Yeah, we'll do that crude oil trade. And that 39 one there. Let's do civil defense. Could probably start actually on both of those 40 ones before too long. Once we're in 39. Get the research efficiency ticking up nicely. Every little helps. So special forces upgrades. Get radar up to... Nah, fuck it. Let's start it now. Yeah, no harm. Because if we can get those done a little bit quicker, then it should let us get other things done a little bit quicker. So the Monroe effect, get mechanical computing machine. Well, we could. So you can buy production licenses, although the AI is normally quite funny about it, unless you're in the faction. So we could do that in a little bit. We can at least have a look at it. See what we've got. Let's put a little bit in diplomacy just to see what we could buy. So your artillery support's at 39. Let's do divisional headquarters there at 33 level. So the whole free diplomacy that we have. Let's see what we could get. So we can buy, but they won't. They won't sell. I think if we were in the faction, they would sell. But because we're not, they won't do it. Will the UK do it? The UK could possibly. No. We'd have to be in their faction in order to get them to purchase it. Or be willing to sell to us. Sorry, I should say. Okay, so we're going to take that off. And I think instead, we'll do both of those 39 level. Okay, so back to high popularity. Why can't we just consistently be at high popularity? Right, so I don't want it there. We want it to go into Helsinki. Come on. Right, level 7. Oof. Helsinki is a sprawling metropolis. And we'll put a little bit more into officers. Do basing. And we could get the next engineer unit training. That's probably worthwhile. Okay, and Yeah, medium aircraft factories, thank you. Very useful. Sure. Should have had this guy on. Ah, that's one minor mistake. But oh well, it is what it is. Right, integrated support structures. Engineer unit training, let's do it. Okay, 15. And your threat, 4. Okay, so we're getting there. It's going to be go time before we know it. Oh, come on, how can we be doing a coal deficit? Look at all the coal fields I'm building. Literally drowning in coal. Oh, yet another interceptor unit good to go. Okay, some nice air bases nearly there as well. They did. They had fighters, I think, from quite a few nations. So I think the French sent them some fighters, possibly. I think maybe who else? I think Britain had some fighters they sent to them. The Americans, I think, as well. I think the Italians might have even sent the Finns some fighters too. I think there was a fairly large groundswell of support for Finland from kind of across the divide because no one liked the Soviets back then. So there you go. VK Step. Why Hoey Free? It's a good question. So, firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice. So Black Ice on Hearts of Iron 3 still gets regular updates. That's the main thing I play on this channel. I play a little bit of Divide and Conquer, play a bit of Skyrim as well. To be honest with you, I just don't get along with Hearts of Iron 4 particularly. It's fine, like, don't get me wrong, it's a absolutely fine game. I wouldn't say it's, like, my absolute tippy-top favourite game of all time. I just find it a little bit... I don't know. I prefer the way this game is structured. Maybe it's because I've been playing it longer. Because I played Hoey 3 before I played Hoey 4. But, yeah, I do... The thing in Hoey 4... The two things in Hoey 4 that I really like... is I really like the production system. I think the production system is a lot better than it is in this game. I like the individual elements and like the way that you can produce kind of different things. I think that is really good fun. What do I like as well? The national focus trees and like the fun little flavor events that they generate are cool with all the different bonuses. What I like less is, I think the... sorry, let me just remove these. What I would probably say I'm less fond of. Yeah, I mean, the UI and stuff I just don't like at all. And I get you can change some of this stuff with mods. Some of the, like, the ahistorical stuff I find a little bit lame as well. Yeah, Hoey 4 is more economic, I would say, on balance. That's probably a good shout, to be honest. The thing is, though, if you want to play an economics game, okay, just play Victoria. Like, yeah, the research system as well, yeah, in Hoey 4 is shit. Like, compared to Black Ice, it's absolute shit. I prefer the unit scale setup as well. Like, there's something about the unit, like, template composition building stuff and, like, the fuel system as well that annoys me about Hoey 4. But, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's all minor nitpicks. I mean, the reason Hoey 4 is so successful is because it is very accessible. Like, it's, you know, it is a fun thing to pick up and play, whereas this game isn't. It's not accessible. It's very micro intensive, and if you like that, then there's a lot of fun to be had in this game. But if you don't like that, then which I can't blame you if it isn't something you enjoy, because we all like different things. Then yeah, it makes sense that you wouldn't enjoy it. So we no longer have anything that we're ahead of time majorly on. Let's do a couple of these events here. So let's continue to reduce our neutrality and do the short-term investment. Their threat to us is now at 4.37. And we're at 14%, so we're not far off them. Yeah, and I love Excel. So, yeah. Right, let's see what events might trigger. Okay, so just the ammo one. But the ammo one's good because it gets us this. The armor piercing capped, which will help us immensely. And no, I don't think I want to do either one of those. And you know what? What we'll do is we'll get to like maybe the middle of February, and then we'll call it an episode here, or a stream here, I should say. You can tell how terrible I am at streaming. And you know what? We'll keep the seaport capabilities running. Yeah, some more of these prototype ones that we want to do as well. In fact, let's take basing off and get going with that. Let's do some of that. To be honest with you, I would recommend giving it a go, Fiki Step. You may not like it, and I'll be brutally honest with you. Like, it is an acquired taste. I've been playing this game for 10, 15 odd years. Probably play the... It's difficult, really, to recommend the base game of Hoe 3, because it is so old. I honestly think you're better off probably starting with Black Ice and feeling more of a pain that way. Maybe even play Finland, like I'm doing here, because Finland's actually quite a forgiving, probably, country to learn at the start, because you get quite a lot of, like, you can learn the basics of combat and things. Yeah, I'm sorry if my pronunciation is terrible. My girlfriend is from Iceland, and I'm currently trying to learn Icelandic, and I can tell you right now, I'm shit. So there you go. But yeah, maybe even playing Finland, like I say, is actually quite a good starter nation. I mean, often they say to start with Germany on Black Ice, for someone that's got a bit of experience, but I would say it's just a lot more unit micro. If you like the unit micro, right? If you play Hoe 4 and you unit micro like all the units anyway, then Hoe 3 isn't going to be a problem to you. But if there is an AI button, okay, so to make your life easier, I would automate trade if I was like new person, and I would use the cheat menu here and give yourself resources. So give yourself resources as like a minor nation. Take all the resource management out of the equation, and just purely play like Finland, and build up like a Finnish army to just defend against the Soviets, and have that as like an initial like game that you play. Alternatively, play Germany and do what I've just recommended, and give yourself effectively 9,999 of all of the resources at the top. Okay. And then just concentrate on research, industry, building out units, and the army, and just ignore everything else. That's what I used to say. Maybe I should do a beginner's guide at some point about like if I was gonna, suggest learning this, like how I would do it. But you definitely want to start with either a small nation like Finland or Germany. They're the two best, because the German army at the start of the game is actually quite small. And you can kind of build it up as you want. I've done unit composition template guides previously, and there's other guys and things on the channel. So yeah, it's a way to do it to make it a little bit more accessible. You can do other things as well. Like you could get the AI to do your tech for you. And you can get the AI to do the intelligence. So you can get it to do a lot of stuff. It's just it's shit at it. It doesn't do a good job. But it does obviously take off the amount of things that you need to do. So yeah, that's what I recommend if you're looking for a gateway into the game. Right, so we're in 39, aren't we? So we could do a bunch of these like the Supreme Command HQ. So why not? Let's do that. There's rare extractions up again. Making a decent amount a day now. Do you know what? We will do all of those. Okay, so that 41. Truck and Primer. Does that help us? The supply throughput is actually quite helpful. Let's get the heavy artillery and light artillery improvements for speed. And then get a little bit more onto metal. And yeah, new commander. Oh, let's get a pictured person rather than one of these. And there's 8th Corps. So we've got 200,000 troops in the field, which isn't too bad. Yeah, I did start the heavy. So the heavies are done. So it was this one here. So now that we've got that, we can... in fact, we have had a few things just finish up. So now that infantry's done, we could... So we don't need divisional headquarters. And we can give it heavy AI. So we could do this. So we could build 4 of these. Let's do it as 2 sets of 2. They're going to be expensive, but they're going to have 29 piercing, 66 hard attack, and 82 soft attack, which isn't too bad, really, for a division. Like, that's against the Soviets, and we can just chuck them here in these 2 provinces and run with it, maybe. Yeah, okay, let's do that. They're going to be quite resource intensive to build, but they will build fairly quickly. And then what we'll do is we'll give them these veteran HQ units to run with. Just because I need something else to chuck in there, really. And I'm thinking they might be quite good at blowing up a few planes. So the reason partially why to do that, by the way, with the 2 different AA types is I'll just explain they do different things. So, where's my divisions? So, if we look here, okay, your heavy AA is pretty good across the board for different strength stats, but it actually has a lower air attack than anti-aircraft. So you can double up on these if you want a really strong anti-aircraft unit, and have both, because they do provide different kind of bonuses against one another. The other thing as well, there's something else this does. Yes, it's got a much better air defense. That's the other thing as well. Okay, some more industries just been built. And we'll let the military police run as well. Yeah, exactly. Well, the heavy AA effectively functions like the flak AA. That's the... it's good for, long range AA cover, firing like burst fire. But it can be dual purposed into other things. So, yeah, pack artillery focus, that's good. So the pack artillery one has just finished. Is the enemy AI as shit as in Hoi 4? Oh, that's a controversial question. That's really difficult for me to answer. To be honest with you, I'm not familiar enough with how... I mean, that actually, Hoe4's AI is shit. Personally, I think that AI in Hoe3 is maybe marginally better than Hoe4. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. They're both pretty bad. Ulu. Uru? And I apologise, by the way, because all my pronunciations are terrible. You're not. It's not just exclusive to Finland. It could be anywhere, with the exception of the British Isles, and even then, it can be a coin flip. Right. So expand factories. We'll get another one over here to further build up our industry. Look at that. That is just building up beautifully, isn't it? Like, we are doing amazing things. And I think I'm probably going to hit save here, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're at a good kind of natural point to just kind of chill out a little bit, and get going on the kind of next stage and the like. I'm going to go away and eat some food. Oh, it's a shame I'm ending it now because we're up to 14 viewers. So yeah. Oh, so it's just Ulu. Ulu? Rather than... You need to pronounce the O. So, oh, it's Olu. Olu. Okay. Okay. I'm still going to get it wrong. You're new here. You don't know the land of how bad I am at understanding and pronouncing things. So yeah, I'm going to order a pizza, I think. Get myself something to eat. And then I'll probably be back online on here in about an hour. So we'll probably take a brief hour-long break. And then at about 11 o'clock, I'll sign back on, and then maybe we'll do another couple of hours. But yeah, thanks very much for being part of the stream, everyone. And I'll see you all in not too long. Thanks again. Bye-bye.